I wasn't sure whether I was popped out or not.
How are you doing?
Making coffee.
Oh, nice. Can smell
And
it.
then cigarette.
Yes. I can definitely join you on this endeavor. I mean, in some regard.
I didn't know you were a smoker.
I don't smoke cigarettes, Metal.
Oh, okay. You're a smoker. I like you even more now.
Yes, indeed, sir.
Yeah, the first thing after all these restrictions are going to be lifted, I'm heading to Amsterdam.
Oh, Metal, please. And send me photos of you in a scarf and just like, I don't know,
Oh,
walking along.
wow. Breakfast. You know what? I've done this before, 2012. Long time back. We went to one of those awesome cafes. Breakfast was a lovely brownie.
Yeah, I mean, as one does.
Yeah, as it does, yeah. Okay, but the thing is, we had breakfast prior to that, and then we went to
Yeah.
complete empty stomach.
Yeah, good. Okay, I was like, did you turn that?
Okay, after that, so, you know, it takes about, when you eat brownie, it takes about half an hour, 40, half an hour about to really kick in. Some people more, some people less.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then we went to this awesome zoo that they have over there. They have one of those open.
Man.
They have one of those open zoos. You know, where the animals are walking around you.
Oh. Oh my gosh! So you're just like, well.
Yeah, so part of it was like, oh wow, this is awesome, look at these, and then sometimes out of the blue we'd be like jumping out of our skins, like what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, like
right behind our asses. I would recommend it every time. It was so much fun. But then, you know, when it started wearing off, we started freezing our balls off because, you know, cold for us. It happened to be January. It was -7.
Oh, poor guy.
I know, -7 is cold for me, okay?
I know.
Freaking cold.
I know. I believe.
Minus is freaking cold.
It's like I go away to a hot place for a week, and then my temperature gauge is completely off. It's like I've never lived in Canada in my life or something.
Oh yeah. Once the minute you acclimatize, it's a completely different. Yeah. So I mean, the first day you're too excited to feel the cold. But by the second day, it starts getting to you. So then, from smoking up or eating brownies, we ended up switching to vodka. I think we had about, at the zoo, we had 3 shots of vodka just to stay warm. That's all. And then we had 3 more. I'm telling you, we didn't feel a buzz. A slight buzz. I mean, this is after 6 shots of water, and I'm barely feeling a buzz because we were so cold. We were burning out the alcohol so fast.
Yeah.
We weren't feeling cold, so you know, when you see the Russians drinking vodka, it's no wonder because they're burning it off so fast. You don't have time to get high or drunk or whatever.
Or you're just like, I need this literally to stay, or to trick my into believing it. Yeah.
It was hilarious. It was awesome. Amsterdam was awesome. Then I went after that we went, where did we go? Yeah, for the Heineken beer tour.
A beer tour?
Yeah, Heineken. You know, Heineken.
Oh yeah, absolutely, of course, Amsterdam.
So it's just outside Amsterdam. I think it's basically in Rotterdam. And we ended up going. It's only an hour away, which wasn't too bad. It's amazing. And then, what else? Even winter time, they had so many things that they were doing. We walked everywhere. Trams. Oh, and one of the scary parts of cyclists. They're fucking crazy. I can't, They don't give a shit,
No, they don't, because they know that they own that place.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Because, and they should understand they're tourists who are not being around weed or anything. So we're gonna get freaked out even more faster. Suddenly, I'm like,
it's like they should just when you're a tourist and you're there and you're partaking, they should give you some kind of like inflatable tube. So you're like, just whatever, like bump into me. I'm slow moving.
Yeah, even if you fall, it's okay because
exactly. Bounce right back up. Good.
Oh, you should, you should, what is that? Remember that movie Bubble Boy? What is it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Bubble
that
Boy.
would be good. Oh man.
Yeah, that's the life. That's the life I need.
Yeah. All right, so we are all. I don't know how many of us are. We've got 2 more. I don't know who else. So,
oh, are you asking like who's here?
Oh, E's here.
Yeah, ECMF is here. Will's here. Kona's here. You're here. Mars here.
Mars. So it's gonna be a Q&A. Yay.
Hey, Miss. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm good. I was
you
just
guys
about to inform you that my internet connection is not that good today. I don't know if it is because of the weather or I don't know.
Bah.
Yeah. Will be alright.
CC cleaner.
Yeah, if you find any troubles, Mara, just let me know. I'll be around as long as I can keep my eyes open here.
What's Sneaky Wall doing on his PC?
Even on some AC chat. Hey, Ellie.
AC chat.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
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 Yes.
Hanging out, whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
How's everybody dealing with this, like, a little bit later
A little bit.
situation? A little bit later reset situation.
What do you mean?
Like, do you have reset? Like, is your reset later now in your game?
No, I don't think
What?
so.
Does
What do you
Saskatchewan
mean?
not have daylight savings time?
No, we don't. Okay, so time just changed.
I did know that. I did know that.
That's pretty special.
Yeah. Wait, that means we're on the same time now. Is it 8:30 there for you?
That's cool. Yes, it is. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So we're on the same time.
8:38. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
That's cool.
Hey, Gilda.
Yay.
Hi.
Hi.
It's later for me, that's for sure.
Yeah, me too.
10 o'clock.
Ugh. Oh my god, so you're gonna be like midnight burning the oil.
Right. It's all good. I took a nap.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I did as well. Okay. I've been up for a while. I think I need to.
Is that all we're getting today? Ooh. Talk about sweaty nerd, but I started putting alarms in my schedule for triple dip.
Yeah, so did I, Metal, after today. I was
So
like, can't go
so I
on.
don't make the mistake. Yeah. No, because see, I look stupid in the house and in the office counting. Okay.
I know on my
5 to 6.
fingers. I'm like, okay, so what is 8 plus 6? Just kidding.
Yeah, it's horrible. I'm sitting in my office. People come in almost every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and I'm on my fingers, and I'm like, okay, 5 to 6, 7, and I'm like, they're looking at me, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Or they're like,
He's
wow,
losing
you
it.
work so hard.
You're right.
Yeah, you work so hard. And I'm counting on my fingers, and I'm like, we follow
Yeah,
this
like
guy?
he's an engineer and really needs some help himself.
Does it need a scientific calculator?
Oh, yeah, I was sitting with anyway, the good thing is I use a calculator for the work, for costing and everything for our work a lot. So it's okay if I'm. But nowadays I'm typing on the calculator just points.
Yeah, they're like, "What are you working on?" You're like, "I'm just writing some numbers."
It's all about the
Running
gold
some
chest,
numbers.
guys. Get out of here.
Get the gold. Go out, get me sales so I can spend it on ROE, okay?
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm making my gut. What's up, Wally?
What's going on, people of the world?
We're good.
Wow.
How are you?
So good, so fresh. I heard
Do you
talk of
have
a
a
nap
late
and
reset?
what's that?
Do you have a late reset?
Yeah, an hour later, which is so much better for me. Oh my goodness, my kids are asleep. My wife's probably asleep in a second, so it's good to go, man. It's just me and my thoughts here.
And us in your living room.
Yeah, exactly. Well, QA tonight, getting back into the swing of this COP QA. Everyone excited to be here or what?
Pumped to learn. Tell us the facts.
Just do better, everyone. Okay?
Show us the money.
Yes.
Show me the money.
Who do we got here? We got a decent crowd coming in. We got El Rena. What up, El? He's out there somewhere.
Hello. Sorry.
Hey there.
Hey.
Hi,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Okay.
now. What's up?
Hi.
What's up, El?
Nothing.
Hey, guess what, El?
Just chilling. What?
It's the same time at my house as it is
I know.
at your
Kai was
house.
just saying.
Yeah,
It's exciting.
super exciting.
Yay. Now we can be real friends.
That's right. This was
Real.
the only thing holding us
Just
back was the time difference. Now all
Yeah.
is complete.
Boy.
The planets are aligned, and me and El
Exactly.
can be best friends.
Woot.
Just a single. Woot.
Yeah. That's
Best
more
day
than the
ever.
usual enthusiasm. That's like over the top with El. Don't get too crazy on
Yeah,
this.
whoa, Al, back it up. Back it
Yeah.
Yes.
Great to have you here, friend.
Well, thank you. Good to be here.
Yes. ECMF.
Mm.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
How are you?
it's fine. How are you?
Oh, so good. So good. Great to have you, my friend. Fox.
Hiya.
Well, you got daylight savings too, so you must be like 10,
Yeah.
11 p.m. or something?
10 o'clock at reset, so
Getting wild.
Yeah. almost 11.
Nice. Thanks for being here. Kai.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Hello, it is I. Hello.
Good to have you. Mar. What up, Mar?
Hello. All good, all good. Just a bit crappy internet connection today. I don't know why. But yeah, I will be here watching over your shoulder.
Oh, thank you. I do need that constantly, so that
Yeah,
is awesome.
be on your best behavior.
I need that.
Yeah,
That's so good. Now I know everything will be great tonight.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, Mar. Then we got Kona. What up, brother?
How's it going?
So good, man. How you doing?
Working on this farm, trying to get this thing pumped up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
so
like the name. Is that the Prince Kona? Is that
yeah, it is.
Yeah. King Kona and
So-
Prince Kona.
Yeah. I'm slowly work on a couple more, but you got to go through that whole like thing in the beginning. That just kills me.
Story
Oh
So
yeah, that's enough to make you
Yeah.
play the game, just about.
yeah, that's what's I'm resenting the most about doing. If I didn't have to do that, I'd probably have 3 already, but just rock and roll with this one now. And got a couple questions for the night about a few other things, but we'll get there.
Sweet, brother. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Awesome. Good to have you. And then our guests of honor tonight, MetalnRoses. What up, Metal?
God. Thanks for the spotlight.
That's right.
It's
That's
like no
right.
pressure.
No pressure.
Metal,
Don't muck it up.
Metal has graciously agreed to give his words of wisdom about advancing his castle, and if he could go back, what he would do, because he's the farthest in our alliance. Him and Tesla, I believe, are at 23. Someone else get to 23 this week?
Yeah,
Possibly?
Tesla's ahead, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to 24 soon. Yeah, that man's a beast.
Yeah, yeah.
But you had previously mentioned to me about just some things you would have done differently if you had known. So that's what we'll hopefully get from you tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to that. So the schedule for tonight, thank you, Metal, for being here. The schedule for tonight is, I'm just going to talk at you for like 10 minutes here, not too long, and then we'll have Metal jump in. And are you going to be able to share your screen if you want to show some stuff, or how are you doing this tonight, Metal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
What I was thinking was like, we'll just talk quick, and then since we're just a few of us, what would be actually helpful for everybody is like, for instance, I told Elle, let's share her screen and we'll take a look at what she's doing, and then we can actually help her.
Delicious.
Put her in the right direction.
Yeah, anyone that's open to that, that sounds wonderful. Look at you go, Metal. I
If
like
you're
that.
up for that,
yeah,
that would
I'm
really
good,
help
yeah.
anybody, I think.
Yeah, well,
because I would love to share mine, and you can tell me and give me tips right now, even.
Right. So let's. I'll give 5-minute kind of overview of what this topic's about, and then we'll kind of go into that very thing. Metal, great idea. Thanks for
Perfect.
Thanks for thinking of that.
Sounds good.
Okay, so this topic came about as we're approaching season 2 here, about 2.5 weeks, I believe, away from ROC season 2. Reign of Chaos main event. Hopefully everyone loves it, because that's what the rest of the game is about. So have fun if you don't like it. But we all love it here, right?
Don't you know it?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the idea was that we're a little bit of a smaller alliance, but we did pretty well given that fact. And so just in our efforts to improve, as we met together as a leadership council and the rest of the team, just going over the main thing, and what I came up with as the kind of main steward, whatever, fellow teammate that is leading in some capacity as the R5, is if we can get the majority of the people that are warring, if we can get them up to Castle 22, then we can have a better shot at having a little bit more power and more versatility in our war. And the idea behind that is at 22, so there's a pretty big break point. You go into your next, let's go into my castle here. You go into your next tier of troops, right? So whatever you specialized in, that one will probably tick over first. So as you can see here, let me see if I can get into this stable. My stable's cooking right now. I thought I might need it for build day, but I didn't. I got my 9 chests without it, so that was wonderful. But it's cooking to 20, possibly 21. What is it going to? Oh, it's cooking to 20. Okay, so it's got to go up 2 levels still, right? But I'm only at 21, so it can go up 1 more. But the idea is that if I go into details, more information, that I have tier 7 troops, which are the Arcane Knights. My specialty is Cavs. And so at 22, I unlock the Crusader, right? And if we go into the actual, I think here, yeah, and we come over, we can take a look at possibly the Crusader, yeah. So you can always do this for these to see if it's like such a huge gap, the difference, but it usually is. So if you go into the 7, just some minor things, 61, 34, 13. Let's just look at that side. Okay, so obviously quite a bit stronger, 6 points there. The defense is a lot higher, HP is about a little bit higher. But your defense and your attack is dramatically higher, so that's pretty good. Just overall improvement that'll help in the wars, being able to get buildings, garrison better on defense, do all of it really. The only thing that the higher level troops not really going to affect too much is like pathing for our path makers, right? And so no big deal, but the majority of us will be happy to have the level 22, and then if you're footmen focused, so your barracks, then we can take a look at that momentarily. You'll unlock the heavy pikemen there, and then if you're archer focused, the idea is that at 22 we will be able to unlock T8s there, which is the elite bolter. Obviously you can see mine is lagging behind, but just because I am a free-to-play player, or focus on that for this castle, I haven't dropped too much iron into my shooting range there, because I needed it for my stable and other upgrades. And yeah, so the main thing is that is the goal, right? As TTT members, and is there anyone else from any other alliance? Well, not here at the moment on Discord, but maybe they'll watch the video. The point is that 22 is a good break point. You can get to 22, unlock those higher level troops, and then catch all the other buildings up, and you'll be very powerful if you are able to do that. And that's the focus of our team, and that's what we're going to be shooting for, is do that. We already have a few members at 22, I believe, maybe 5, 6 possibly. So ECMF is 22, Green's 22. Look at that beautiful man, guys. You seeing this? We all seeing this?
Yes.
Yeah. How glorious, huh?
Very
Sedani. Oh no, that's Saz. Oh, Saz popped over 22. So we got a good handful of people at 22. The majority of us are 19 to 21. And so that's kind of what the goal is for this Q&A, is how do we get there, right? How can we get there in the most effective and efficient way so that we don't get there and be like total cardboard castles, but more strong 22s. There's Tesla at 23 there. Oh, Proud's at 22. Yeah, we got a bunch more at 22s than I thought. And I know many of our members are very close. But yeah, that's the idea. So the main focus, if you've been trying to meet this goal in TTT, is your storages, right? So your storages are super, super heavy on the resources. Like, let's go into, to go to 22, I need one more upgrade in my iron storage. So I need 43 million wood, and then that's basically the biggest one there, because marble, whatever, and the gold's not a big deal. But that's what I need for that. But as you'll find, is you'll need to be upgrading your wood, your marble, and your iron kind of all at the same time, so you have enough storage to get the next upgrade for the like iron or marble, and they kind of feed off each other that way. So you'll kind of see that as you go through which ones you need to upgrade and such. But then the idea is that you'll get into eventually 21, and then 22 will be the last step, and everything will be where it needs to be, and you'll get all those resources you need, all the storages will be in place, and then so this one I need to upgrade storage, and then I'll be there. But yeah, that's the general idea, is that's the push, so that we can be a little bit stronger on defense. And if we can get these 222 to get to 22, majority of us, and then we can kind of strengthen ourselves for the 6 weeks of the season, or the 6 weeks, 60 days, or whatever, however many weeks that is, 60 days of the season. If we can strengthen our 22, it won't be such a big deal that we don't have any T9s, because we'll be a bunch of strong 22s with T8s and good heroes and all that jazz, because we have many people, Slaughter, Kung Fu, that we're working on everyone's heroes and legions, and so those will be solid 22s, and we'll be able to compete with the big castles, even 25s and potentially T9s if they have them, but a lot of them possibly won't have them unless they bought them yet. So yeah, that's kind of what the focus is, and so I like Metal's idea of just kind of opening up and seeing what we can do for people individually, because he had expressed that, like, yeah, we can say all this stuff generally, and everyone kind of already knows, just upgrade your buildings, right? It's pretty straightforward. Upgrade your buildings until you can unlock your T22s, or your tier 8 troops. But the idea is that people are at different points, right? Like, Elrena's going to be a different point than I'm at, and Fox is going to be a different point than Elrena, and Kai's going to be at, like, everyone's going to be at different points, and so we need to see kind of where everyone's at, and then kind of narrow in on that focus of what that specific person needs. So I like this idea. As long as everyone's comfortable, or whoever's comfortable, it doesn't even have to be everyone. Whoever's comfortable to show and share, then we can just have a little show and tell, and a little help session. How's that sound for you guys?
Sounds pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds perfect.
All right. Well, our guest tonight is Metal, and so we'll let him kind of take over, and you're gonna be the steward, and I'll just keep the time. So you have about like 15 to 25 minutes, somewhere in that range there, Metal.
Perfect, no problem. I'll do is I'll share my screen. I'll show where everybody I am at, and then automatically, if you don't want to show your screen, you don't have to. But because you've seen mine, you know what to head towards. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, so let's share my screen first.
So I wonder what's gonna happen. Yeah, share your screen. I want to see if because I'll be live too, and I wonder if people could just click onto your screen and look at that instead of mine. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like there's two options. Yeah.
Mine sharing.
Even I can watch your stream.
Great.
While I'm
So
sharing mine.
can you? Okay, this is my farm castle. Let me switch.
Perfect. That's great. I guess for the YouTube dwellers and such, they will just have to see mine. But I'll kind of follow what Metal's saying in my own castle here, just so everyone can see what he's talking about.
Yeah, it'd be easy. Okay, so where do we start now? Let's take a. We need to get to 22s. All right. Basically, what I'm going to show you is research first. Let's see the Lord info first. So see where you're at. Wrong. Okay. So this gives you a pretty much of a present status of where you are at. This part here, the total combat, troop power, your building power, your tech power, and your hero combat power. So when we are looking at these, right, you know whether you can fight or not. So first thing I would suggest is everyone, this tech power should get up there as much as possible, because if you're doing that, then that means you are doing this correctly. Here, this part. Your institute. So the first thing I did wrong was my institute, I forgot about it. Forgot upgrading it. Then I was reminded, do your institute. It was stuck at like 17.
The actual building itself.
Yeah, the actual building. I left. Right. I forgot it at 7 because it gets hidden behind here. You don't see the level.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what's the benefit of upgrading that Metal?
See, now what happens here is your zone com. Why zone com? I'll show you why. Because we did building day calculations the other day. Was it yesterday? And I was getting how much? Times base 4.4.
340% increase.
So let's give an example of that to show you exactly how important zone com really is. All right. If anybody, so what do you have a calculator?
Yes, sir. I can pull it up there. Yeah.
Great. So let's say a Dragon Slayer building. Here we go.
Yeah. Here, let me.
Could you do 14,000?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up on the stream too, so that's visible if anyone's watching.
Right.
There. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Go for it, man. What am I doing?
All right. This is 14,211.
And you're in the Dragon Slayer, is that right?
Dragon Slayer, yeah, I'm level 16 on Dragon Slayer, and if I increase it to level 17, I'm gonna get 14,211 minus 10,558.
Right. So you take your next where you're going to minus where you're at, right? So you are currently
exactly.
What was that again? Sorry, you're currently at level.
I'm on level 16 right now.
So you're gonna go to
and
17.
Next building day, I'll be.
Yep.
Yeah, correct. So the next building day, I'll be heading to 17. So it's 14,211.
Okay.
Minus 10,558.
Right. Okay. And that gives us what?
What's that value?
It's 3,653.
All right. So when you do that, 3,653 3, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, you multiply that by 1,000, obviously. That's your base point.
How come you might multiply it by 1,000?
Because that's what it does, right? When you, it's automatically done. When you, where is the?
So the reason for that is the calculation. The first calculation is the
COP.
increase in building power, right? So every 1 you increase in building power, you get 1,000. You get 1,000 points towards COP. So that's why you times it by 1,000. So we increase by 3,653 building power, and you times it by 1,000. So the base points for that upgrade for COP, just COP, not your hourlies or anything, will be or sorry, no, it is your hourlies too. Will be 3,600, or no, 3,653,000.
Yeah, that's your base points, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Only your base point. So you can see. Obviously, you could see that in here today's event. You'll see how many points you're getting. The multipliers are right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is today's research day, so here are your multipliers.
By 400.
All right. Yeah, 400 and this thing. So let's get back there. Where were we? In the research. COP. All right. So then, if you're doing Zone Com, the first one you would see is the Arms Expert here. Increase all points received from Clash of Provinces by 100%. So that's the first major multiplier you'll get. Your points automatically get doubled there. All right. So if you have doing Zone Com, you have to get your first Arms Expert, and that's where you'll get 100% increase. After that, you keep on going. You get your super rewards. I think most people have already passed super rewards. If you're almost close to 20, it should be at least at super rewards. And then these are the beautiful ones. After I started doing these, that's when, COP last 3 weeks have been easy. So let's see, we are in building. If you do building incentive to max, again, another 100%. So you've got 200% there. And then, of course, you're popping your 100% ticket. So you get another 100% there. So that's 300%. And then you have to get to the second Arms Expert, where I've only got to 40% right. And then you have another 40%. So literally, I finished building day, and I had to get to, it won't show you now. Okay, today's event.
190 million, I think
you
had to get to. 185.
Yeah, I had to get 168 million or something like that.
Okay, yeah, right.
I ended up going to 202 because I was doing other things as well. I needed the other building, so they automatically increased it. But that's the thing. We would not recommend going above C22 for the beginning as much as possible. Because of that, you won't be able to hit your chest as easier as compared, like for me, it's 168 million to get 9 chests. But for E, I believe it was 131, correct, E? What was your 9 chests yesterday? Being a C22?
I think it was like 136 million.
Yeah, that's like
Or no,
13 million points.
I can't remember.
It's like a whole
But
upgrade.
it should be in that range.
One whole building upgrade,
Yeah.
basically, right? If not,
More.
maybe 2.
Depends.
Maybe 2, yeah.
Yeah, possibly 2 actually, depending on what building you're doing. So, and where your Zone Com is at. So, stay at C22. There is no benefit going to C23. That's another mistake I made. As of this point, C22 was actually, you're good enough with C22. I mean, there's nothing better as C23 except you can just improve your resource buildings and build a few more things. You can't get more troops, nothing of the sort. So there was no benefit as such, unless you can head straight to C25. So I would recommend staying at C22 and, hit those chests as much as possible, because that's what will help you improve your heroes. So now that's one thing there. So when can we do the calculation wall quickly? The base points times 4.4.
So yeah, that's right. So the base points again, it was 3,653,000. So if we take that and so he's increasing those base points by 340. So the calculation would be 4.4, right? Because base, your base, and then times his increasers. Which was,
Correct.
once again, it was your ticket, right? Your 100% ticket. Your incentive building,
100%
100%.
ticket.
Your first arms expert.
Correct.
And your second arms expert was 40%.
Correct.
Right? Everyone following
First
that?
arms
Everyone
expert.
with us on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
The
then
building incentive,
So we times that.
the arms
Yep,
expert.
and that last arms expert. So we times that by that
Mm-hmm.
4.4, and for that one building, he will get 16 million points.
Towards my COP.
Yeah.
Just
for
have
that
one building. All right. So what we would suggest is obviously you need to know your buildings, which ones. You just have to plan like maybe 3 or 4 days prior and see which ones you want to upgrade for building. So obviously we all know that it's, this one, Dragon Slayer building, the Dragon Lair, Dragon Shout Temple, as well as your Cavalry War Room, your Footman War Room, or your Archer War Room. These are like, oh wow, fantastic if you can get enough crystals to upgrade them. For instance, right now I've got 8,104 crystals just to do my War Room from level 20 to 21. I've got to use 5,000. So they've got to be pumping out continuously all week long. That's where the goal comes in. So I think farmers will find this slightly easier. Even raiders as such. Because the problem nowadays is we are having a tough time with KE. And we will be having, I believe, if this is what we think it is, Gold League is as bad as we think it is, you might still have a problem with KE. So what I did differently was, okay, if you're a non-spender, this might not be applicable, but this is what I did. I did this. I went and took these. I wouldn't just go buy gold. You can buy gold very easily. I would not suggest buying them because it was just useless buying the gold. I would spend it on useless things. It's just there, You're tempted to spend it. So I went with the Imperium Supply. If you're a minor spender or moderate spender, go with the Imperium Supply. Sorry. And I went with these. So go with, look at the 1,500% benefit, and you're getting 11.2 million gold over 30 days. So I did all three of these. So in the beginning, but I would suggest only 1 or 2 of these. The first 2 are great, good enough for you to reach C22. You don't need the last. The last one's way too much. I think the first one's just like $10, isn't it? Wall, and the second one is $20.
Let me check. I'll look online right now here.
Because mine's already done, so I can't remember the value.
Yeah, let me double check here. Oh shoot, maybe I should click the right things. Benefit Center, and then go into
Benefit Center, Imperium Supply.
So yeah, it'll be $10 US for the first one, then 25, I believe, and then 100 for the last.
25. The subscription makes it $1 cheaper.
Right. Yeah, if you want.
But that means it's automatically, it will do it every month. It will just cut from your credit card. So if you want to cancel that, if you prefer saving that little extra cash as well, if you want to cancel about 24 hours prior, you need to cancel. If you don't want to do it you have to remember that. So that's why I went with. I will definitely forget, so that is why I didn't go with the subscription. So, yeah, that's about that. That's there. What else can we talk about? It really helped me. Oh, here, equipment and Dragonite. I think green sent an all mail because that was one of the points I was gonna make. Yeah, you need to be pumping. Yeah, you need to be pumping these up. We cannot stress, I've kept these slightly low because I was concentrating more on this in the beginning, but now I've switched back to this. They were all at actually level 5. I've just increased them. So every building day I'm going to increase these Dragonite Workshops because you can upgrade your blacksmith with that. You see? Look at the Dragonite required just to get to 14 to 15. I need 18,000. You know, and it takes time. So ultimately, that also leads you to gold. You know, so back again, you need gold. So it depends whether you're a farmer or a raider. How your gold supply. I'm thinking more than gems is gold is gold. When you get to like this point, gold's going to be very, very scarce. It gets very hard. More than the other resources, gold gets the toughest. So you've got to figure out, keep that in the back of your mind that you got to keep collecting gold. Gold is one, and what Wall showed you earlier was lumber. For example, now take a look. This is all going to help you upgrade. Yeah, for instance, just to do my iron storage. Look at the amount of lumber I require and gold. The stone ends up becoming slightly easier, but the lumber, 65 million in one shot. Upgrade that storage from 4 to 5. The other storage here, let's look at the marble. Here we go. 27 million lumber. And
28 million.
Oh, 28, was it?
No, I'm just arguing because I just jumped in the channel.
All right. Hey, what's up? All right. This is like the worst one, I think. Yeah, but then you see 57 million. These storage are like, and have you guys noticed that, you always have to do that one extra, even though you get really close.
Yeah, every time it's like
yeah.
0.5 away.
Yeah, you have to do that one extra. That's done on purpose. For example,
Hey, Metal?
Here, yeah.
You can actually push it all the way to the max and then gem the 500k resources right over it.
Tell me about that, because I don't
No,
know.
Slaughter, what he means is simply just like when you're trying to upgrade your storages, there's always like, it's like 500,000 storage you need to actually upgrade your castle, but you need to upgrade an entire storage more. Is that what you meant, Metal?
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm saying is,
and that,
for example,
yeah.
I'm jumping from 20 to 21 to 22, and it takes like 47 or 42 million, but the storage only goes to 41.5. What you do is you just max out, you max out your iron to 41.5 and have all your other resources ready, and then gem the rest.
Gem it.
And it's only like 530 gems. Something small.
Oh, that's not bad then. No, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's less than 1,000.
No, if it's less than 1,000, then I would definitely go that way as well.
That's exactly what I did.
Ah, brilliant. So everything is pretty much very connected, so you just got to increase the buildings to get up there. But, what would be helpful is the zone comm is unbelievably helpful. I mean, I cannot stress how important it is. I'll show you, for example, how many courage medals I've got right now. Just from, look at that. I've got 10,412 courage medals just from doing zone comm properly. It's insane. And your marauders and everything tend to get important for your Dragonite and all that, but because you need that, those courage medals are insanely. Next important thing is I hope everyone's doing the bar, using their tokens. As you get the chests, you'll get a lot of tokens. So every day you can buy courage medals like for 15. I'm sure most of you all know that, but just in case I wanted to say it, so I'm not skipping over anything. So that's pretty much it, really. There's not much to say. I mean, it's, everyone knows this. Everyone's been playing the game for quite a while, so they pretty much know this. It's just that, when we look at each one's castle, it would really help to see where you're lacking at, and so we can tell you directly, oh, listen, you should be concentrating on that, and it should definitely help you. Let's see the lumber. 29 million. It just gets insane. The resources get insane. You gotta start collecting. And that's why I started 4 farms. Just to collect the resources and gold. That's the main reason behind me getting the farms. So,
if you're a
I'm pretty much done, Wall.
And you're short on resources, the VIP store is a really good way.
Oh, yeah, that I didn't mention that. I ended up getting that. So this is how it goes, the VIP store. So you get one free raffle per day, pretty much one free swig at that, and you can get 12,000 VIP points. Also, remember you get again zone com becomes important because you get VIP points at inside the chests, and I have done these buffs for right now. So now let's explain this a little bit. Each buff, you have the privilege and you've got items. I am presently at VIP level 1, and I've got XP of 11 million out of 25 to go to level 2. Unfortunately, I don't have the picture of what items are there in level 2, but what becomes, I want to get to level 2 ASAP because this first item, right now, I can buy advanced recruitment with VIP points, all right? But for level 2, this becomes super recruitment ticket. So you can definitely, on top of getting the super recruitment weapons, from the trade shop, as well as from the chests or wherever, you can buy at least 1 or 2 per day from the VIP. It becomes very important, especially for season 2, since we're trying to collect so many super recruitment. All right, and if you see the buffs that I've got from the VIP shop, Cavalry HP 1%, Cavalry resistance, So we can see, oh, actually we can, sorry, here. No, we can't. You can see the privileges. Okay, these are the privileges for, it just show. Okay, so each one of them to go higher, you've got to, you see the items you can buy, see here, details. You will have a chance to refresh the royal shop when it gets to 2. So you can literally, you start minting the super recruitments, which is what we really require for season 2. So as we go higher, you see all of these buffs are going to be very helpful. Okay, so now what happens is you'd have to get 10,000 badges. The only way to open up the VIP shop is to spend money, unfortunately. Because the badges are way too slow. You need, to open this up. I can't remember. Well, how much is Wall? 10,000 badges?
Yeah, 10,000.
Yeah.
So $100 US.
It's $100.
Yeah, so $100 is what you're going to absolutely need to open this up. And it will get important later on, but to get to C22, this I would not recommend it because I did it without the VIP shop getting to C22. I was spending way too much extra, so that's where I contacted Wall to help me curb my spending, and that's why from, let's say, to get the C22, I had spent already about $4,000 about, and now I'm barely spending 100, in 2 weeks, because I'm just doing everything. All the tips that Wall has given me, I'm barely spending any money. I'm getting closer to a free-to-all player. I just, when my impatience gets the better of me, that's when I need it right now. That's when, pretty much.
Drop a cool $100.
So that's when, my trigger finger goes. Yes.
World
So
got me
that's pretty
addicted
much
to super tickets.
Oh yeah. How many have you collected till now?
How many super tickets do I have right now?
Yeah.
Like 300 something.
Nice. I barely got 97. So that's why I decided to go with the VIP. You see, for us to be guaranteed, I think, one S2 hero is unique. Close to 1,000 super tickets, don't we? Well,
No.
I think if I did the collection correct,
It just
at least
depends on
you
those
get
luck
3.
events.
Sorry, 3. Yeah,
It
at
depends
least
on those
3,
luck
approximately
events,
3.
Right, the luck events will come up every weekend or every other weekend, like it did in season 1, and it just depends on how lucky you get with your tickets. But it wouldn't be that many, like anywhere between I'd you could be safe with 200. 200 would guarantee you get one for sure. Maybe even 100. Like it just depends
With
on how
the luck
lucky
event.
you get. Yeah, Because like
the way the luck event works is green heroes give you 1 point, blue give you 3 points, purple give you 17 points, and orange give you 53 points to fill up a meter of 1,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if you
correct.
So 53. Yeah.
But
so
you get a lot of orange heroes.
If you get a lot of orange heroes, then you're good to go. But like the more you have, right? So you open them in packs of 10, right? And every 10 you're guaranteed to get at least one purple. Is what it is, right? But you usually get an orange and a bunch of purples, right?
I'm usually getting multiple oranges per batch of 10.
Yeah. Well.
On that luck
when,
thing, I think
when you pay for the devs' kids' college, then they do give you better luck. That's for sure.
Right. So, do you want to see the points that we get from this one? When I'm getting upgrading from 12 to 13, we can actually show them the points exactly. But now this is for research.
We'll hold off on that, Metal, because we're 9 minutes away
Sure.
from our first break, but it's been good so far. Can I summarize what I learned from you? Would that be okay?
Please.
Okay, so
Go ahead,
what I learned, guys, from Mr. Metal here is the Zone Commemoration, right? That is the #1 tool to speed up your progress.
All around.
All around, yeah, in every area, basically.
I'm 82% in.
Right, so you'll get more super tickets at the end of it when you're getting 18 instead of 9 chests. Here, let me actually switch off of Metal's castle real quick and back into mine here. Let me stop that. I'm going to screen share back to mine.
But Metal's castle's prettier than yours.
That's possibly true. Okay, so...
It's got the gold roof.
I got partial. I got flakes. Got some gold flakes. Where are we at here? Bear with me 1 second, guys. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just clicking random stuff. There we go. Got it. Okay. Okay, so if we're back in here, so yeah, what I learned from Metal there was Zone Commemoration. So if we go into the little Quick Institute button there and we look at Zone Commemoration, I think he had a good kind of breaking point or a good goal to shoot for everyone. Was everyone, if you're at C20 and up, you should be getting closer past the super rewards, right, Metal?
Yeah, at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Then
you
you
should
can
get.
That's so important, obviously, because you access the 9 chests instead of 6. So that's a good spot to aim for if you're not there yet. And if you are past it, then obviously just push until the end. Get all the way to 100%, and you'll be good to go. You'll go from 9 to 18, which is huge. And then he said in there, as you get to the second half, so as you get closer down to the second arms expert and put some points into there and open like incentive building possibly to 100% and maybe the tech one to 100% and all these other ones to 100%, then you can get your 9 chests quite easily, right, Metal?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
And that will help you get the courage medals which you need to go ahead.
Yeah, because a number 9, if we go into the events tab, go into Clash of Provinces warm-up event, and if we go into the individual rewards, that little question mark there, you can go all the way to the 9th chest, and the 9th, or you can go through and kind of add up all the courage medals, but the last, the 9th chest is where you get a good haul of everything. But you get 400 with 1 chest there, and then you get a bunch of equipment too, and hero tokens 60. You get a lot of stuff if you get that 9th chest. If you're getting the 9th chest every day, then it helps you get it for the next day, because you get another class of province, you get some more courage medals, you get a bunch of speed ups, a bunch of resources, and all that jazz. So it kind of builds on each other each day if you go for that, is what it seems, and that's what Metal was teaching me there specifically, that I need to focus my research into Zone Com and get that maxed as fast as possible. And then the next one he had mentioned was obviously the gold you'll need for the Dragonite and the crystal, right? Because he had mentioned specifically with building, because buildings are required to get to C22, obviously. But if you want to be a strong C22, you'll get those other buildings that aren't required to advance, like the war rooms, any crystal buildings, war rooms and dragon dragon buildings, shout buildings. And then obviously like your class building and stuff will help you do whatever you do as your specific class. The thing that he mentioned there that was very useful that I learned was that he's a moderate spender, I would say, and gold is very important for those Dragonite Workshops and the Crystal Workshops, so he was able to go into the Benefit Center and take a look at the Imperial Supplies, where he gets a good chunk of gold, right, Metal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
do
that,
those for
you know,
30
that way
days
you're
or however
getting,
long.
yeah. I would always recommend the subscription, because if you just buy it, you're just gonna keep on buying it.
True,
So
yeah.
that's when I switched to. So it kind of curbs you. It when you go with the subscription, and it curbs you slightly, it lets you like be a little bit more sane.
Yeah, and it's relatively pretty cheap if you're a moderate spender. Like it was US, it's $35 for the first two, right? And then another 100.
Yeah.
So 100.
You're talking about Imperial Supply.
Yeah, Imperium Supply. Yeah, so 130 bucks, $135, and you can get all three of those subscriptions if you wanted, and that would give you that leg up to have the resources, especially the gold, to push where you need to go with those workshops. So that was very useful information, I believe. And then
I have the first two for each resource.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So there.
Oh,
if you're
good.
hurting on resources, that's a good way too. Good call, Slaughter. And so then where to go from there was he had mentioned just briefly, and there'll be a little bit more information about this coming in the next week or two, hopefully, or even by next CLP QA, we'll probably focus on that a little bit, is the farms. So you have 4 farms or 5 farms going, Mr. Metal?
4 right now.
Right, 4. And so the sooner you can start farms, the better, honestly, because then you can farm those farms for resources. And at Castle 15 on those farms, they're pretty sustainable. If you can get them up to 18, 19, then they're pumping out a great deal of resources each day or every couple days. And that'll really help you get those resources that he was showing us are needed for those storages, right? He's talking about the storages being such high, like mine is, if I'm going iron storage number 3 to level 2, from level 2 to level 3, then I need like 47. And then I need another whatever to upgrade the castle on top of that, like 28. So I need a good chunk, right, of each resources to move them up. And then on top of that, to upgrade your troop specialized building, you'll need a good chunk of, depending on which troop it is.
I want to make one point here, though.
Yes, sir.
It's very important. Okay, you're leveling up your farms. Don't hit your farms until they are to a certain point. You know what I mean? You'll get tempted to for the resources. Just hold off until they're at least 16, 17, I would suggest, because you need those resources to level up your farms anyway. So the sooner your farms are up to, like, let's say 17, 18, then your resources are better. But if you're going to slow down your farms from getting up there, it's going to slow down your castle. So I would just say concentrate on your 4 farms separately right now, like they have separate accounts. Get them up, and then start heading.
Yes,
just a suggestion from my side.
Great point. No, that's very smart. Yeah, that's just a good path to. Because if you're hitting them and they're level 6, well, you're not getting many resources, and you also won't be able to upgrade that farm because you just took all the resources. But yeah, no, good point. Get them up a little bit higher, at least to 15, if not a little bit higher, if you're planning on pushing them to 19 or something. Yeah, then they can pump out some better amounts of resources and give me more quality rating on those farms. And then one final point that I learned from Mr. Metal was, just if you're a spender, the VIP is very useful for different things, different resources, and that will obviously, as you open that up with $100 US, you can go into the privileges and take a look at those, and as you get the points each day, you can open those privileges, and some of them are permanent forever, like the HP increases, the resistance might increases. All the privileges are permanent, but those ones will affect your legions, which is kind of cool, and you'll have that edge on other people just by spending $100. And then most importantly, I think, is the items you can buy. Right, you can buy some iron. If you're low on iron one day, you can buy that 750, whatever. Or when you get to level 2, I believe, you can start buying, super tickets and stuff like that. and so
Yeah.
really huge there to help push your legions to a little bit stronger point. Yeah, so very useful information, Metal. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us. I learned a great deal, and I appreciate you doing that, brother.
No problem at all, man.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you so much, Metal.
So I hope it's helpful. That's all.
Yeah, no, very much so. Metal's a good leader in our alliance. He's always leading COP, and is obviously one of the higher castle levels, so he definitely knows what he's doing, and he also and he's humble enough to admit that he did a couple things wrong that maybe we could avoid, right? We can learn from a couple of his things, and just to do it a little bit more efficiently, especially if you're a free-to-play player, right? Then you want to try and take the most efficient path as possible, or you'll kind of get left behind, and then the game's not as fun.
Yeah, somebody told me they were making a video about the most efficient way to get to 25, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, that one's more of like a fun one. The fastest way you can get to 25. Yeah, the most efficient way to 25, dude. That would take that's like a bajillion videos, and there is a guy on YouTube that does that already, and it's like a bajillion videos long. And props to them, because that takes some dedication, it takes some work, and I would have to create a whole new castle, right, to do that. So it takes some time, but
and he can't get past the tutorial.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When they put in the skip the tutorial thing, I'm all over that. But yeah, perfect. We're at our first break here, guys. We'll have a 5-10 minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll do the Q&A portion, share each other's screens, see what we can do to help, any kind of all that stuff. Sound good, guys?
Sounds great.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
Go ahead and unmute freely and all that jazz. Be back soon.
Enjoy your snack and your nap. Yo, Fox, you here?
Twinkies.
Metal, did you just whisper Twinkies?
Yeah.
Just scream that shit. Don't whisper. Twinkies!
Twinkies! Oh, man. I used to love those. They're evil.
I'm trying to do some more 20 Giants, but Foxy's my partner in crime. She's not here.
Oh, I'm in for Giants. I need to get, of course, that.
But I don't like you. Your troops have cooties. How far away from me are you?
I gotta check. Can you ping yourself?
No. Work?
Yeah, after I said that, I was like, oh man, he's so gonna make a comment on it.
Yeah.
Do you like to ping yourself?
Getting pingy with it.
You guys.
Getting pingy with it.
Hey.
Only in the dark by myself. Thank you very much.
Oh no.
So how far away are you?
You didn't ping yourself. Oh,
I did too.
Sorry, I'm in province
You
chat.
did.
Oh,
Oh, look in the right chat, buddy.
165, no problem.
Just sat there and taught us all this stuff, and he can't even use right chat.
I swear.
All right, so I'll put a 10-minute on there.
Yeah, that's fine. It should be about 2 minutes to get to.
Yeah, it's just in case somebody else wants to come.
Okay, just a second.
I'll join this party.
Cryo, you know you're always welcome.
Thank you, good sir. Oh, and ECMF has jumped into this party, giant party.
That was quick.
E's always welcome too. She's my homie.
Oh, King
She's
Kona
mine.
as well. Nice.
She's in my real life alliance.
That's right.
Kona can come.
It's almost.
He doesn't have COVID.
Metal's like panicking. He's like, guys, I just want to come.
There's only one spot left open there. Metal, you're slacking, dude.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice,
I had to call it
Metal.
back from gathering. Timing.
I think Fox fell asleep on us. Act like she's 3 hours ahead or something.
I think she's doing things
Slaughter,
in the
I-
farm.
You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to seeing your Legion. I know you've been concentrating on them.
Who?
You.
My legions have cooties, man. You don't want to see those.
Did you say all three of them? Three of them are above 2 million power.
Yeah, here you go. I'll show you right now. And number 4 is
And
my
that's
redheaded stepchild for right now.
And that's what. Oh, you put knots over there. Okay.
I did what?
You put knot in your class.
Who? North Rage?
Yeah, didn't you?
Yeah, he's my
Rage.
homie.
Yeah. No, I'm just checking out what you put where, because I need to switch mine soon. Start leveling up the other heroes as well.
If you're good, one of
See,
these
above
days I'll show
2
you my
million.
gear. I think
That's what you've been
there's
spending.
3.
That's what you've been spending on.
No. Not even close. I spend money on super tickets.
Oh, mainly on those.
Yeah, but I also have Royal Prestige. I've got Imperium Supply. I've got the first 2 for all resources.
Right.
Yeah, so that just keeps me in research. I cheated and bought a bunch of stuff that involved gear. I've got gold gear on all my legions except for the bottom one only has 3 pieces still. The rest are orange.
What did you buy?
For what?
For your legions? Where did you buy that stuff from? Or was it that when there was like a promotion or something? Was there something?
Yeah, they had the Steel Cavalry promotion. Did you not see that?
No, I didn't see that. I was looking for that. I saw the Scavenger, I saw the Dreadnought, and I
It's
didn't see
always
the
the Scavenger and the Footman, because everybody used calves, so nobody wants to give us a package for it. I've only seen it twice so far. And have you seen that special?
Let me know.
The special event, the accumulative thing?
No, I didn't see. I missed these. These are the ones I missed.
So you go to Benefit Center, and then up in that selection, there's something called like accumulative purchase or something like that. And what it is like, let's say you buy. Not only are the gems doubled, so for every $100 you're getting 40,000 gems instead of 20. So not only are the gems doubled, but for every 80, I only spend up to 80,000 gems. For every 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, they give you more super tickets and more gems and wisdom medals and everything. There's like a huge reward chart the farther down you go.
Oh, wow.
I spend $200, I get 80,000 gems, and I end up, so that's 60 super tickets, right?
Right, yeah. Damn.
Okay, but check it out. They give you an additional, no, check it out. When you buy 60 or 2 of those $100 super ticket packs for 60 tickets,
right?
It's 80,000 gems. They give you an additional 48,000 gems and 44 super tickets.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Where is
because the
Royal
rewards?
Prestige? No. Call of Heroes?
No, it's in that same area, but it'll be up there next to Royal Prestige, and it'll say accumulative purchase or something like that. I'll let you know next time it's in, so I can show you what I'm talking about.
Oh, next time, yeah, please do. Because there's a Heroes development plan, but that doesn't have any super tickets. That's useless. Imperium Supply. I'm gonna check out.
What? The hero development plan is a good purchase. Check it out.
Yeah, but
it's different
right now.
Go ahead.
It's not right now. I mean, day 2 you get
not
5
for
tickets,
instant gratification, right?
Yeah, that's it.
But check it. If you look at it, it's $25, right?
Right.
It's different for every person because I've already bought it twice. But I have 20 super tickets in that mix. And then I've also got millions of hero XP, a whole bunch of gold. You get a free guaranteed orange, which I just use for wisdom medals. And then you also get a whole bunch of wisdom medals too. 150 times 7. So if you were to try to buy those separately, 20 tickets is $75.
Oh man, that's
to buy
crazy.
20
yeah,
super
yeah,
tickets.
this makes sense. Yeah, definitely.
And the wisdom medals, to buy 1,200 wisdom medals is $100. And you get 150, 300, 450, 600, 750, 900 right there. So that's another $70.
This is a huge difference.
And then on my screen there is 4 million gold, which is $10. And this whole thing costs $25.
Yeah, it's way cheaper.
I don't even
This
count
is
the
something
purple
we should-
heroes or these stupid tickets. And then you get a guaranteed hero too. And if you want to buy one blank hero, it's $15. Like the token.
Right.
So you're definitely getting your money's worth if you have the patience to wait it out.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back, sir. How was your
Welcome
nap
back.
and your snack?
Delicious and wonderful.
He sleep snacks, so he's knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone.
Efficiency.
But yeah, metal. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when the deals come
Yeah.
up, man. I thought you knew about the accumulative thing, and I also didn't know you were a spender.
Oh man, yeah, I spent way too much.
I thought it was just being green.
already.
Well,
No,
dude,
I'm a
I gave
spender as
myself
well.
I gave myself a $10,000 budget for this game.
Oh, did you? Okay, I'm at like
Yeah,
about
I'm not
4 or
going
5
over
right
that.
now, so I've got a little more to spend on, especially the heroes. The one thing I noticed is like for me to get stronger with KE, to get more gold, I obviously need to, hit those heroes and get them up all to 50 because I was hitting
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right
22s,
now.
and those 22s were
Well,
kicking my
do
ass.
you have
I'm like,
the
why?
Do you have the Royal Prestige?
The Royal Prestige? Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's in the benefits pack.
Yeah, I've got that. I've come to see thing, and I'm doing the heroes one for the.
The Hero XP. Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah, definitely. I'm doing that already. Yeah. I
Right,
saved it
yeah,
for the
'cause it doesn't-
weekend then.
All right, gents, we'll get back into this here. Great insights all around, though.
1 second, Worrell. I was telling him about the accumulative thing. That's what we were talking about when you came back.
Oh, nice, perfect.
He didn't know about it.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll get into questions though, because we're I want to not keep
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
too late with the time change and everything. Everyone's stateside
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, well,
Um,
Slaughter, we can do it later. No worries.
yeah. We'll touch on that. Sometime because that's a good one. Yeah, Slaughter has all the good deals that. We've talked all about those good spender deals, and there's lots of them out there. So. We'll get on that. But I just wanted to see who joined us in the meantime. We got Corcat. What up, buddy? You hiding out over there? My friend is listening in. He might be at work or something, so he's listening in. But welcome, Corcat. Great to have you here, brother. He is going to be our guest 2 days from now for the ROC stream, guys. So look forward to that. Be there for that. He's a wise Australian man, which most Australians apparently are wise. All the ones I've come in contact with through this game. So there you go. But yeah, be looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Let's hop into the second half here of just questions. We'll first go on the topic, and that's where we can, if you feel comfortable sharing your screen, we can kind of take a look at that and kind of analyze where you're at and where we can improve to get you close to that 22, or just any questions about the topic in general. Let's start with that. Anyone on voice, they get priority, and then if it's your first time here, submit a question. We're already general chat or YouTube there. And that's kind of where we'll look for questions, so go ahead. Who's got a question on voice?
Not I, sir. You and I talk every day, so you've walked me through a lot of stuff that I already had questions of.
Right.
I'm just here to support and listen and help answer questions that I know.
Perfect. Thank you, boss. Appreciate that.
I noticed that King Kona, for instance, had a question he posted earlier.
Yeah,
He's in
hey
voice
guys,
as well.
what's up?
Hey,
Sexy
buddy.
bitch.
So one question that I had, and that, particularly where I know Slaughter, we had the same strategy. Instead of wasting all my resources on upgrading my castle to 20, I just gemmed it, and I spent like 800 or 900 gems for the remainder of the resources. But one resource particularly that I'm nearly at level 20, and I'm castle 20, so that's the max for my lumber yards. I'm really struggling with lumber. You know, I only have like 6 million in my pack, and I'm hover around like 1 million to 2 million a day. You know, well overnight that I make, and then between charcoal and everything else, you know, I rip through everything. So I was kind of wondering what's a good strategy, or what upgrades could you do other than obviously the actual lumber yards, how to really pump out some lumber.
Hey, Worrell, can I answer something for him real fast just to give him a quick tip?
Go ahead. Yep.
Hey, Kona, if you click on your charcoal, like up at the very top of your screen, click on the resource.
Go ahead. 1 second.
Yep.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, you see production versus consumption?
Yeah.
What you want to do is only run enough of your charcoal factories to push you into the positive, to where you're making more than your consumption, and then leave the rest.
Yeah,
Like,
some
just run the
days I
bare
do
minimum.
that. Yeah, some
Okay.
days I do that. But obviously, you know, at certain points you gotta burn some charcoal to do things, and then
Right.
you know, with my trader, not the trader house, the balloon person, I like to sometimes make some extra so I could spend it in there for your resources to put inside your pack. Because obviously, if you ever get hit, you're not going to lose it out your pack. So I always try to pump as much as I can of those into my pack, and spend for my pack more or less, you know, and use what I make per day for my basic upgrades and things until it's time to do those big upgrades like your storage facilities and your castles, and I spend out of my packs from there. But I mean, that's kind of been my strategy. But I just struggle with lumber. Lumber's killing me.
Excellent. Okay, perfect question. That's a great question to answer for growth anyway, right? Because, yeah, as you'll find out, as you already have, Conan, like, pretty much everything takes lumber. There's not many things that don't take lumber, and so you'll always be wanting to have lumber. Most of the research takes lumber. Pretty much everything takes lumber. And so, yeah, a couple things first. What class are you, Kona?
I kind of messed up. I should have stayed the same, but I was architect in the beginning.
Okay,
And I got that to like level like 48 or something. And then just recently on I think level 8, Castle 18 or something, I switched to Trader or Duchess. Sorry. And I got my Duchess up to level 45. I think I just hit 45 on this last quest, so I've gotten her up pretty quickly. And I kind of did that because I it was amazing doing. I was flying through my upgrades and buildings and everything like that with Architect, but I kind of was struggling with my military, so I switched to Duchess because I saw that one that your troop load consumption and things like that was lower. Obviously, you didn't get as much benefits with that as Raider, but you know, I kind of thought it was a balance of everything I still wanted to do with continuing to advance. But yeah, I'm Duchess.
Okay, gotcha. So, yeah, specifically then your class is a trader, and then as far as for the provincial quests, or whatever they call them, province quests, national quests, whatever you call them.
Correct.
Yeah, you'll be searching for Duchess. So if you go into your class manual, or you just look on the screen share right now, sorry, not class manual, I meant the class. So go into your class hall. So click on your class hall, then click on class, and you'll go into trader. So you said you're a trader, right? And so if you click on that class and you click on the top right corner there, that's the benefits you get as a trader, right? Right off the get go, and also all the benefits, right? So Your trading house purchases cost less, so that's pretty huge, because especially if you're doing what you said with your charcoal, so it'll be a little bit cheaper. Logistic planning, troop consumption, like you said, so you'll save a little bit if you got a ton of troops. You'll save a little bit of consumption there. Gold production, you'll probably never be wanting for gold as a trader if you keep those things at a high level. And then
yeah, you also get a trader's house with the trader. So I've actually like I always have like 20 million. I always have like 20 million in my pack. So I actually try to always spend $1 million or $2 million a day in that trader's house with just my coins on resources.
Right. So that would be, I think it's called the market, right? Is that right? Yeah, the market.
Yeah, something like that. Correct.
The market, yeah, because you can spend your gold and gems to get other stuff. So that's exactly right. So trader's really good because you can leverage. Basically, you're just moving your gold into your other resources, right? And so that's super
Correct.
good. But if you're struggling, like for instance, well, let's do like a quick thing here. So basically, we got farmer, raider, trader, craftsman. Okay, farmer is going to be more of your more passive players, right? That aren't super interested in hitting castles and stuff like that, doing KE, anything like that, because their main thing is when you're gathering, it's 50% speed, so you're going to gather so much faster. And the other benefit is, they're building the Farmers Guild, that bountiful harvest. And I know Gilda, Fox there, right? You're a farmer, right, Fox? She's here.
I think she fell asleep.
Yep. Nope, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. A little late.
Fox is a farmer, and so she obviously she'll get a lot of resources from her mines inside her town, and then also from gathering, because basically what you do with your legions mostly is gather, I imagine, right, Fox?
Yeah, and I posted a screenshot of my bountiful harvest in I think the general chat.
Can you grab that one and bring it to the general chat? I think that was in the TTT chat. Do you mind bringing that screenshot? I saw that, and bring it to just the ROE general chat. And then
I did on my farm. I did do farmer, and I did build the one building in that bountiful harvest. Yeah, that thing is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
like it definitely does. But I just thought that the cons for what I was trying to do weren't beneficial.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, if you want to be a little bit more balanced, so like farmer is super, super passive. Like, you're not attacking at all because, as you can see if you're looking at the stream there, the
30%
downside,
damage
you're
to
30%, you're missing 30% everything, right? And so it's not ideal if you're a farm if you want to hit anyone. But if you're just a chill player, like I think Fox mostly just chills, right? And she just gets her castle going and all that stuff. And it's not a bad one if you're like a defender during RC wars and stuff like that, because those debuffs don't matter during ROC, right? Because she's not attacking a castle or anything like that. So good for that way. But so then if we go over to Raider, to the next one there, so obviously this one is for someone that wants to hit castles, right? Because you get that one that plunders gold, right? You get the Raiders Hall, and now your Class Legion plunders gold, and you get a bunch of benefits from your med tents. You heal faster. Your payload as you hit castles is much, much larger. But the only downside to this is your inefficient production. Well, economic depression, inefficient production. And when harvesting, your troop payload is minus 50%. So when you're gathering. And so basically, if you're a raider, you're like the complete opposite of a farmer. You're full like aggressive all the time. And so that's the one that I am, so we'll come back to that in a second. But trader is a balance, so that's good that you stumbled onto that yourself, because it is a balance. It's more of like you're manipulating your resources to do what you want, but you can also go and hit castles too, right? Because you get the wounded healing speed minus 50, and so that helps you get your troops back after you get hit or you hit someone. And so it is a more of a balanced role. So that's, I think for your playstyle, it sounds like trader would be the best one. And then the Craftsman doesn't have any benefits except for super, super good for ROC. As you can see, the class traits: reduce consumed materials for honor structure and repair faster when building advanced technologies, will save time and resources. So that's good for...
I was getting free... when I was my Craftsman, I was getting like an hour and a half, like free finished buildings.
At the end.
I was flying
huge.
through stuff.
It's really huge for building up building your buildings. But as far as like resources, getting more resources, there's no benefit. That'd be farmer or trader. But as far as finishing stuff and progressing your castle, if you can accumulate those resources some other way, that's a great one too. And then it's super good for ROC also. Just the cards that you get from the province quest are super
Yeah, the
useful.
cards, that's what I thought I found the most beneficial with Craftsman is not necessarily like you didn't get, like you were saying, some of the other perks, but the cards that I started getting with that one were really beneficial. That's what I thought was the best out of that one.
Yeah, honestly, if you're super into the national quests and you're doing those and you can get to high level, Craftsman's one to consider for sure. But let's go back to like trader, for instance. So I think you picked right. I think you're good based on your playstyle. You like to hit sometimes. You like to go out and do stuff, but you also like to chill, right? Depending on what you're doing.
Exactly. That's
Right.
just kind of where I'm in. Yeah, I'm busy,
Yeah,
so
that's right. You can't be in the game all the time. Like Raider is like, if you got the most time and you want to be in the game a lot, I would choose Raider because it takes, well, like for KEs, it takes time to scout and all that jazz, right? And even all this stuff, like day-to-day stuff's not bad. Like I'm a Raider, and so thank you, Fox. I see that there. So if you guys just want to take a look at that, but so Raiders are good. The one thing I will say about Raiders is if you have a bunch of farms, Raiders wonderful because you just raid your farms throughout the week and then go out and KE.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? But if you don't have a ton of farms, like I would say 5 farms, then Raiders really tough to like be sustainable, right? Because there's not a ton of castles throughout the week that you can hit in a state that's pretty much like nap, 15, 20, whatever it is. And then that's where I think trader and farmer have a little bit more benefit to them, depending on your play style, right? Farmer, if you're super passive, just go full farmer, right? But if you want to still hit sometimes during a KE or something, then you definitely don't want to be a farmer because that's going to be really tough to beat anyone unless they're significantly leveled lower than you. But trader is good. And so specifically to you, Kona, to answer your question as far as the wood goes, there's a couple things that I'll highlight here. So obviously utilize your trading house, which it sounds like you're doing. Get all that wood into your bag as much as possible, right? Trade anything you can for wood, right? Wood and iron are the best things to trade always for. Like
that's my main 2 things.
Yeah, I grab everything just because like I always have an excess of resources from all my farms, but so I trade for my gold, everything. I just grab everything from the trading house and level that up with your castle as best you can. Now, the one thing that is hard with that is the iron it takes, right? From 17 to 18, as you can see in mine, it takes 12 million iron. Now, I've decided to forego that a little bit to push it into my other, like, more Raider-style buildings. And so you just kind of got to balance that. But as a trader, you want to max that and your marketplace. Keep those maxed. Because that's literally your benefits are coming from the trade house and your marketplace as a trader, right? So that would be first thing is check what level those buildings are at and get those up to like 20 as fast as possible.
I'm super low in those. I'm like 6 or 8 or something like that. I need to get those up.
Yeah, so slam those and that will definitely help you to keep the resources flowing and be able to trade because traders are trading, right? They're trading the one resource into the others, and that's typically you're trading your gold into your other things or your food and marble into your other ones, right?
Yeah, because I have like 48 million in my pack of, and I have, 6-7 million right now just sitting in regular thing of food, and I would love to put 4 or 5 million, some of that somewhere to switch it over,
Yep. So definitely pump that trading house up as high as you can, and the marketplace too, and use that gold to switch out in the marketplace, and some gems if you got them to spare, right? It's never a bad thing to use them because you'll get a deal in your marketplace as a trader. Like you can buy resources with gems anytime, right? If you click on the gems and then go to the store, you can buy a bunch of stuff with gems in there. Basically everything in the game besides courage medals and super tickets, you can buy with gems. And so you could even buy resources, like you could buy, so let's go down, 2.4 million with 10,000 gems. But in your trading house, if it ever comes up that there's 2.4 million iron available, or not trading house, in your market as a trader, then it's going to be significantly cheaper than 10,000 gems. Do you see that? Does that make sense?
They always have like 50% off or
like
80% off.
Yeah. 80, if you ever see an 80 on iron, swipe that right away, right? So definitely utilizing those 2 buildings. And then the other thing I'll say is just a couple little things that will help with, obviously farms, right? It sounds like you're getting in the farm game, so that's good. 1 to 3 farms is what I recommend for like people that don't have a ton of time. Obviously 5 is ideal because then you'll really never want for resources when you need them. But 1 to 3, you can get by with 1 to 3. And then with just your troops in general, like gathering is a huge part. So as a raider, I get a debuff on gathering speed and all that jazz, but as a trader, you don't get those debuffs, right? So if you go into my legions right now, like I always use all my stamina crushing giants and marauders, giants and destroyers and then marauders, right, in that order. And I use all my stamina down to 10, and then I send my legions out gathering, and that's what those 3, Legion 1, 2, and 3 were done. And then I use my class to raid my farms typically because they can get the gold from my farms also. So that's what I do as a raider. But as a trader, what you can do is you can do whatever. You can get your giants, get your destroyers, do all that jazz. Same kind of style there. But when you get down to the bottom, that like you're not going to have the debuffs that I have as a raider. So make sure, like I'm not sure if you do this, but make sure you can fill all your legions with tier 1 calves. Can you do that?
No, so I've upgraded. That was yeah, kind of what I was leading into now is so how many spare troops do you have available? Kind of that you could switch out like that.
Yeah, so let's go into my university or my military university and we'll take a look at that. So basically how I run it is I have enough of my specialty, which is calves, to fill all my legions in case I need it, because I can hide my troops in there and they won't die. If if my castle gets hit and my legions are out, those troops are safe, right? So if I need to hide some troops in, I can hide them in my legions. But basically how I run it is I have enough footmen to fill all my legions and enough calves to fill all my legions and enough T1 calves. So footmen and calves highest level to fill all my legions, and then also horsemen like level 1 calves for gathering specifically for 2 reasons. The main reason is they carry the most, right? So if we go into it, their load capacity is 31 for T7, load capacity is 20, so significantly more you're carrying. Thus you don't have to be in the game to refresh them as often, right? Like if I send my class legion out, it like gathers for like 2 days with all T1s, right? Because I can do 300,000 T1 calves and it can gather for 2 days straight if needed be, right? So that's going to be a huge haul, and then it'll be even less time probably for you because you're a trader and I have the speed debuff as a raider. So there's that. First of all, that's a huge. It makes a difference, I would say, like using that difference because they can just carry more and you don't have to spend so much time.
Hey, hold on a second, World.
Yeah.
Hey, E, can you smack that guy sitting right next to you? He's zeroing out one of our farms. Green just scouted him.
Yeah, we're on it.
3 farms.
Is it the...
Yeah, he just zeroed out like 3 different farms. He's in some OPE look-alike. It's the fake one.
Just run him down. Yeah, you got...
I have 0 stamina because I just killed destroyers, but...
Yeah, just... Yeah, he was in our academy, and then we kicked him out of the academy, and then he joined OP. Yeah, just get him out of there. Just zero him right out. That's actually okay. He got his farms because I already raided him, and I needed him to move anyway. So thanks, bud. Now you get all your resources stolen. So well done. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. So Kona, if we're going back to that, so those two buildings for sure as a trader, useful. Those T1 calves for gathering, and then obviously, like you said, your buildings are maxed, right? Like your mines are maxed, like your lumber.
I try to keep all my resource buildings. I've leveled them up with my castle. They're all within 19 or 20. So everything is that's one thing that I didn't slack on, and I tried to keep those all even because I felt like it didn't make sense moving on if you're not ready to in that regards.
Yep,
so
totally. You're going to be hurting for resources to the next level if you level it.
Hey, one quick question. What did you say you use your footmen for?
Oh, yeah. So footmen are strictly ROC. Like, I don't use them for anything except for clearing purple tiles.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you use the? I guess just because they do more damage, as
So
opposed to thingy.
it's the demolition value, right? So
Yeah, the demolition value.
The HP coming off a tile. So if we go into my class, right, and I drop all my footmen in there, the demo value goes up to 544, and I can take a purple in one hit, right? Because a purple tile has 500 health, so you have to take it with over in one hit. So then it just uses less stamina. Because if you remember, you came into the team late, but stamina, like basically during ROC, all your stamina goes to cleaning purples, and then you send your guys out to gather, and then you come back, clean purples, send them out to gather. That's basically all you're doing, right?
Yeah.
You're not really gonna get any marauders anytime. Maybe a giant a day or whatever, but not as much as outside. But yeah, so then I have enough that I can go in there, and then I just have some extra because hopefully I can get 3 other heroes in here that'll also be able to support my footmen and take it over, so I can have 2 legions at the same time clearing purples, as opposed to having to move my 3 class heroes down to each legion, just so, because those are the only 3 good heroes I have that I've.
So that was kind of what I was trying to focus on. Was I was gonna have 2 legions with Cav, and then try and pump up 2 legions with either footmen or archers. I'm not sure which was more beneficial than the other, but but I was trying to have, because obviously I know footmen and archers, they definitely have higher demolition values.
Yeah.
But you get the speed with the Cav and everything. So
so it's just totally comes down to what you're doing at that specific time. So say like if we're in the middle of ROC and I'm clearing a purple tile, I'll just quickly switch into my footman right away, and then say I'm pathing now on empties to another purple section, then I'll just switch into my calves. Right? Switch right back to my calves. Yeah. And like you saw in my military university, like I don't use archers at all. Because they're just, it's very hard to support calves and archers at the same time because of the iron consumption of them both. Like to upgrade your archers and your calves at the same time, it takes a ton of iron. And so most of my iron just goes to my calves, and then the nice thing about footmen is it only takes food and marble, which is in plenty usually, right? You have tons of that resource. And so that's where footmen is really nice you can get into that very easily. And so for specifically just as a couple things for ROC, just if you have enough to take purples and then you have enough of your archers or your knights or your calves to do the other thing, right, then that's super good. But you'll always want to have at least 2 for ROC, 2 types, just simply because it's a pain in the ass trying to clear purples with calves, right? Like to double hit everything. So with all your legions, you clear 20 instead of 40, right? It's not as like, it just doesn't help the team as much as it could if you were running some footmen in there also.
Yeah, sweet.
But yeah, specifically about that would be those, so the T1s, as you can see, I carry enough T1s to fill all my legions, which is about like 605, in between 500,000 to 600,000. So, and then I can just, when they're ready to gather, I just switch them all out. Like if I go into my legions, you'll see all the ones gathering only have T1s. Obviously, they'll be able to carry more, and they can stay out there longer, which is a benefit. But most importantly, you can even gather during a KE, right? Because if you get hit on your tiles, if someone hits your resource plots, you don't really lose anything. Like it really takes nothing to heal T1 troops, right? It's only a little bit of lumber. Like if we go, so if we go into here. Oh, another thing I'll say right now is actually I'm doing it, so I might as well explain it. So I don't heal. I only heal my enhanced calves and my horsemen. So at T1 calves and my T7.5 calves. Because then I don't use any resource to heal my troops. And obviously this just works specifically where I'm at in my development. Like if you're going to need the other stuff, the other classes, then this won't work. But for instance, like look, these are the only resources I ever use in my med tent. A little bit of lumber, and then a bunch of gold, depending on how many 7.5s died or enhanced T7s. Does that make sense? And then I just train them. I just dismiss the rest. I literally just kill them. And then basically, as I'm doing my hourlies or training day, then I build some more as needed to get those chests, and then the same thing, then they get recycled out eventually too. So it's a little bit more sustainable. I'm not using a bunch of wood to heal my regular 7s, right? Because if 7s are in there instead of enhanced 7s, then it takes wood and iron to heal them, right? To bring them back to life. But if they're 7.5s, it's only gold. And as a trader, that could be super useful, right? Because you have a ton of gold, and then you won't have to be using your wood to heal your calves or whatever your focus is, because archers will take some iron and food, I believe. But yeah, that saves me. That allows me to use my lumber and my iron specifically to upgrade buildings or whatever I need to do, right? To do my upgrades with them. And so that's another little trick there. I'm trying to think if there's any others. I think that's kind of it. Just little tricks like that. All of it, like none of them individually make a huge difference. But as you add all those little tiny things up, now you saved, an extra 2 million lumber a day or 3 million lumber a day, and that goes a long way.
Yeah, it adds up, man. Totally. It does add up.
I was going to say one more thing about the charcoal factories. So pulling your buildings off grid, as they call it, right? Do you have all your buildings touching the roads that connect to your castle, or do you pull some of them off grid, like as you can see in my stream?
No, everything's touching roads.
Right. So that's another thing. So if you click on your consumption of charcoal, this number will be very high. Now mine's pretty low considering how many buildings I have, because most of them are off grid. They're not using charcoal, but they're still operating. Right, so there's specific buildings that don't need to be touching the road to still function. That's basically every building except for your storages and your resource generators, your mines, or your mines, like your distilleries, your lumber yards, and your everything that gets you your resources at the top of the screen. Except for your mints can also be off, but then you need your houses on to keep your population up so that you can effectively get gold. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. It because I'm probably doing about 187K an hour or something like that.
Right. So then let's see what mine's at right now. So mine's at 125. So that's another thing, right? So you're having to another 60K an hour that you have to produce, and what resources does it take to produce charcoal? Well, lumber, right? So this allows me to actually be producing charcoal always, because as you get higher levels, you realize that you need a freaking ton of charcoal to build your black dragon shouts and all that stuff. And to upgrade your buildings will take a little bit also.
Sorry, Walt.
Yeah.
Could you repeat that point again?
About?
Because I have way too many buildings next to roads.
Okay, yeah. It's just a simple concept.
I did notice.
This is all it is. The only buildings that need to be touching the roads are your mines, like your resource production buildings. So the ones that give you food, ale, lumber, charcoal, marble, iron, and then your storages. Those are the only buildings that need to be constantly connected to your roads. The rest of them, they need to be connected to do an upgrade. How could I show you that? No, all my workers are working. For instance, to upgrade this building here, I had to connect it. Then I started the upgrade. Then I just disconnected it by going into build, remove road, and then I just remove that road, and it's disconnected, but it's still upgrading. Does that make sense? So you
to train. Do you have to connect the road to train them as well, or can you just train?
So they're all training right now. Those 3 buildings are training, and in order to collect the ones that have trained and to train some more, you can connect them, but you also can go into your little overview menu, and if you go down to your training section there, your barracks is in there and your stable. So let me just see real quick. I'll just give you an example of this. Oh, perfect. So it's this hourly. So I can do this. I'll show you. So if I go into my training, right? So we'll push through these archers. Why not? So I'll use these because it's a good hourly to use these speed ups. So I'll use all these. And then basically I didn't connect them, but it collected those archers. Because I pushed it through, and you can see here, no archers are being trained, and I can train some more by not connecting if I don't want to, by hitting go to. it'll send me into the building, and it collected those archers. If you saw that little pop-up, it said it collected 5,380 archers. And then I can train some more and come out. You only have to connect the buildings to upgrade them, those ones specifically. But if you want to use your trading house, obviously you got to go into your... no, that's not true. Hold up. Let me show you something. You can access many of your buildings in this overview menu, and I believe trading house is one of them. Yeah, your trade balloon. Oh, no, you do need to connect it. Okay, so... yeah. So you just connect it, do your stuff in there, right? Get all your switch outs. Do your resets, right? Because you can reset for once for free and then 1,000 gems, the next one, and then disconnect it. And that game goes for your blacksmith, your institute, that's every single building.
That's smart. That'll save you a lot.
Very important point.
Yeah, it'll save you like 60 to 80k charcoal an hour, right? So in a day, like that's a ton, right? And then same with your med tents. So I started those med tents, then I just go ahead and I disconnect the med tent right after, and they'll still heal those troops up, right? Yeah, it's just your production mines and your storages. And then
I'm gonna reconfigure my whole layout now.
Yeah, well, some buildings I have touching that don't use charcoal. Obviously, the Class Hall, the Dragon, and the Institute of War don't use any charcoal. But most of the buildings do use a little bit, so I just leave them off one. Like I have them all lined up, right? Like I said before, all these buildings are in order. I'm a little bit of a organization person. They're all in order of highest to lowest on building points on build day. So then I just go through here and click on all of them. Okay, start this one, start that one, start that one, and then disconnect them all right after. But that is a huge one for sure if you're struggling with wood, because yeah, like the thing with charcoal, right? It's important to always have enough charcoal, because the moment your charcoal supply is at zero, then your mines are less efficient, right? And they're not going to be pumping out the resources in the amount of time. And so you'll be missing out on resources. Like my wood, my lumber, I get, you know, almost 100k an hour, right? So if I didn't have enough charcoal, but it also shows my troop consumption there, right? And so that's something you want to monitor too. But as a trader, another benefit of a trader, right?
30%, yeah, 30% I think reduction, yeah.
So trader's like a pretty dope class, honestly. One of my other accounts is a trader, and I have far less resource problems in that account for sure. But ultimately, yeah, just those little things, add them all up. But honestly, farms, like farms would solve pretty much all the problems. Farms or money, right? But all those little things can add up so that you don't have to make as many farms potentially, or you don't have to spend as much money.
Yeah, no, I think my issue, and I think you nailed it with this last piece, is that it's not that I'm producing a shit ton of lumber. Like yeah, I have everything upgraded. I have a lot of the technologies and that stuff maxed out. It's just I feel like I have to frickin' spend so much lumber every day between all the things, but the charcoal and whatnot was definitely killing me. You know, I think, you know, I spend nearly $1 million on my doing all my charcoals every single day, if not more, you know?
Right.
So I think that's a great little tactic to do, just, you know, save me, you know, like you said, I don't know, whatever, a couple $100,000 a day, it all adds up, so.
Oh, it's huge, yeah, it's huge. And then you can either not produce your charcoal, but I produce the charcoal all the time just simply because you need it for your shouts and that jazz. But you could save some lumber there by not producing or whatever you need, right?
Absolutely, yeah, that's great. That answered a lot of my questions, and so I just kind of, you know, a little tactic to go off of.
Yeah, definitely. Number one focus, the trading house, get that up to 20 and your market up to 20, and then the rest kind of do as you can.
Easy.
Yeah, brother. Thanks so much for that question. Many people also had that question about charcoal in other spots that I've seen, so that was good that you were able to bring that up and get that answered. Perfect. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. I gotta make a move.
Yes, sir.
You guys take care.
Yeah, have a great day. Thanks, Metal, for your help. Appreciate you being the guest.
No problem. I learned quite a bit as well.
Awesome.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
Excellent. Awesome.
I need to finish up too, but I did have a question if you could answer it quickly. In my main tasks, it says to build Crystal Workshop 5 and 6, but it's before C21. So is there a way that I'm missing that somehow? Like, is it a extra treat that you get for research or something?
So you can
Those
go.
additional.
Okay, so what you're talking about is, let me see if I can get to the right spot. So we click on the daily task at the bottom, then you can switch over to main tasks. Yeah, build 6 crystal workshops, so 5 and 6. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
whenever it shows you that stuff, you can go into your build. So on the bottom right, go to build, and then go into crystal, and then just see what it takes to get your next one. It requires Castle 22. So that's just a quest ready to go. But I believe if you let me double check one thing, because I think I saw it at some point. Like in VIP potentially it unlocks. No, it unlocks Med Tent. I don't know. Let me double check here. But there, yeah, you'd have to be 22, I believe, to finish that.
Yeah.
One. Oh yeah, no, it's just rush production. You get an extra Med Tent potentially somewhere here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I thought
that's
that
it. Yeah.
came before this 21 task, that maybe it was something I was missing.
Yeah, no, they're not exactly in order, I guess. Yeah, I see. I have some that Yeah, these are good too. This is a good point to bring up though, because like click into those and you can see like you get a fair share of stuff by completing these tasks, right? And if they're the main tasks, then obviously those are things you should do to progress your castle along, right? And to be strong too, right? Like, because yeah, you don't need your crystal workshops to move to 23 after 22, but you're going to need them to be strong, right? But also one more thing, if Kona was still around, your daily tasks too, like that will give you a good chunk of resources to just finish those. And those are pretty easy if you're popping into the game, you know, a couple times a day, like, and just doing all the things. Like, it's pretty simple. Getting a giant a day, you know, recruiting your free ticket, pumping out like one set of every troop, like getting some Dragonite. Like it's basically just if you're doing your stuff, you get that. Like I've never struggled to get these. It just kind of happens naturally as you're doing your stuff throughout your day. But make sure that you do get that every day because it's a good chunk of just everything that you get from that. So
gold is the goal. Yeah, no, I think that's basic. You should just kind of, you know, whatever you're doing minimal, you just like that. You pop in and do that, then pop out. You know.
Yep. Even like that. Yeah, like it takes 5 minutes, right? To do a couple of those quests and then kind of move on. But yeah, perfect. Thanks for your question there, Fox. Good one. Have a great night, Fox. Did you say you were leaving? I don't know if you said you were leaving.
Yeah, I'm gonna be taking off here pretty soon. Yeah. I just wanted to get that in there.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks for your question. Appreciate that. Yes, Mar, go ahead, my friend.
There is a question on YouTube from Elrina, who's asking, about the worker hats. Do we actually need to disconnect them?
Let's find out together. Mine are disconnected because they literally do nothing for you. So I always put the buildings that do absolutely nothing for me in the corner, so they're just not in the way. But let's find out. So let's go into the charcoal. My charcoal consumption is 117.9. Let's see if I connect this, what it does. Yes, very little, but it does 0.1. 0.1 charcoal, so there you go. I saved, 0.4 thousand. So 400, I saved 400 charcoal by disconnecting those 4 buildings. So, but you don't need those buildings for anything.
Not too bad.
Yeah, like honestly, it wouldn't make a difference, but you don't need these buildings for anything. I saw someone had mentioned, I don't know if it was in my channel or another person's channel, but I saw someone mention that you need, if you have those worker huts close to like these factories, then you can like fill them faster. That's not true. All you need to fill your charcoal ones, as you can see, you need your lumber storage 1 really close, and then they just come, your workers come out of the castle. They don't come out of the huts. They come out of the castle, they go to where they're going, and they take the resources to the building to build the building. So for instance, that's why I have all my things clustered right here, because I can do all of these mines, refresh all these mines in like 2 minutes. Like like very fast. I can just do boom, 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 refresh all those because all my workers come out of the castle and they take the gold required for these straight there, and they go from the castle to the lumberyard to the charcoal place, just like that, if that makes sense. So, yeah, the worker huts do nothing. They literally do nothing for you. Except for use 100 charcoal each, so you know, if you're counting them pennies of charcoal.
I will be a senior citizen about this until the day I die.
There you go. That's right. No, great question, Elle. Perfect. Thanks for bringing that, Mar, to my spot there. I had not looked over there, but yes, appreciate that. Elle, can you? Is she on Discord at all? Hopefully the volume is working a little bit better on over there. I tried to turn everything I could think of up.
Yes, it's yeah, the sound on YouTube, only your voice I'm talking about, is a bit lower than all the rest, but it has been since the beginning, so I'm guessing that's how it is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I'll take a look at that after this stream and see if I can't amplify my mic, because like on Discord it's fine, so maybe I just have to amplify my mic going to the because it's running off Google Chrome, so maybe I just have to change a setting there or something. I'll take a look at it, see what I can figure out.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too quiet that it's annoying, but I'll try my best to fix that.
No, it's just that we have to pay a bit more attention.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, Elle. Thanks for bringing that up there. Appreciate that, my friend. Excellent. Well, we are at the 2-hour mark here. I mean, I don't know, we didn't do a lot of questions, but I think we got a lot of info smashed out, didn't we, guys?
Yeah, I have a lot to think about.
Yeah, I think that Kona's question really just covered a lot of information, and that was really good. So I appreciate bringing that up.
Can I just slide in one more question?
Yes, yeah, no, you got time. I got time for more questions. I was just saying, if anyone needs to leave, we're at the 2-hour mark. Get out of here. But yeah, go ahead, Elle.
So I'm wondering if I should just not do any other research until I've caught up with my Zone Com.
Okay, that's a great question. That's a great question.
Stop everything else.
So, probably. I mean, it would be beneficial because are you struggling? What are you struggling when it comes to Zone Com with? Courage metals, iron, wood. What are you struggling with to not push it? The iron. So then, yes, do not use your other stuff on anything else but iron. And that's why, if you remember, on Tech Day specifically, it was all about accessory production, because at the first few sections of it, these the weapon processing sections and weapons furnace sections, it only uses Dragonite, food, and marble, right? So you can kind of get away with doing those if you can't, if you're having to spend the iron for a different upgrade, and then come Zone Com, and then you don't have iron, because that's never good, right? Because basically how you want to run your Zone Com is always hit it. I do it as soon as I have metals available. Right now, because it's Tech Day, I'm waiting, because it's Tech Day, to the proper triple dip, right? And so I'm waiting, but I usually spend them right away, because, for instance, if I could upgrade this one, why not upgrade it? It'll help me with whatever COP day I'm on, because it increases all the days, right? So it's definitely beneficial to wait till Tech Day sometimes, but other times it's just spend the resources when you can on Zone Com, because you'll find, you have found, Elle, that suddenly you have the courage metals, but now you got no iron or no wood, and some of them take a great deal of iron and wood, right? I think this one takes 10 million iron for that one and 12 million wood.
I have the same issue.
Yeah.
Right. So honestly, I would, if you're struggling with that issue, obviously all the resource stuff we talked about with Kona will help you. But then, slow down your other stuff. Because, for instance, cav training, it's very important, sure. Only if you're really doing KE, extensively all the time. But, it takes a ton of iron also. So if you're trying to do this, and Zone Com, you're going to really struggle in the iron department, right? So maybe try and find some that are a little bit less resource intensive, like basic military is a little bit easier to do, improved medical facilities. All of your Legion stuff is quite expensive once you get past the class in 1. But yeah, kind of the stuff at the top, like probably your first rows max, but improved medical facilities and basic military, those are a little bit cheaper of a tree to get into. And then honestly, if one day like you don't really want to spend any iron and you want to really get that iron so you can do your next Zone Com, just drop one of these, right? Use all your extra food and your extra marble and do an accessory production even though it's not tech day. Because like it's a balance of managing that iron, because you can get to a point where you spend it all and then all of a sudden like you got like 2,000 courage medals but you got no other resources to open it up with, right?
Yeah, that's basically what I have right now.
Yeah, so for you I would specifically say stop, because where are you at on Zone Com?
Like only like 35%. Like I've unlocked my 4 to 6 chests.
Okay.
And then pretty much not much further than that.
So you're into like arms expert potentially? The first one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you definitely want to be slamming this faster because that's probably another reason why you're struggling with just everything in general, like gems, resources, and all that stuff, is because of Zone Com, right? The more time you spend neglecting Zone Com, the worse it's going to get as you get to the later stages of the game, right?
That's probably my main problem.
Yep. So maybe I think we found it, which is really good, right? Now we know where to focus. So I honestly shut everything else down. Just don't research anything. And only research when you have enough resources. And you don't have to wait till tech day, because that'll take you forever to get Zone Com up.
Yeah.
But just whenever you got the wood and the lumber, and the courage medals, just drop it into Zone Com right away, just to get it up there. Because like Metal said, he wasn't wrong. You should be right around super rewards if you're like somewhere. Like if you're a free to play player, you could be as far as me. But obviously, I have prior knowledge, so I'm not expecting everyone to be here. But like you should be at least the super rewards. So definitely if anyone's in the same boat, it looks like Kai's potentially in the same boat, so that's good. Just shut your research down for a couple weeks and only focus all your resources into that Zone Com, because you need to get those chests available, right?
Yeah. Like even at the expense of possibly not timing it on tech day, or? Yep.
I would just do it all the time and time it with hourlies instead, right? Because at least then it's a little bit of resource in, resource out. And maybe that means as long as you have accessory production tree available, like then you don't need it for tech day. Like I'm going to be out of accessory production, so I have to do other stuff, which is a pain in the ass. Like I'm almost maxed. Yeah, it sucks ass at the bottom of this one, because then it's all wood and this 16 million wood for that one. Anyway, the gist of it is like you guys are probably up here a little bit, right? You're not as far down in accessory production. Is that right to assume?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then on tech day, just focus only accessory production, and then on the other days, only Zone Commemoration. And try and line it up with an hourly or two. Not a big deal if you don't, but if you line it up with some of those research hourlies like that happen kind of each day except for Hero Day, then you can get some extra resources, kind of that RSS in out, that equation kind of works out better. Yeah, because you need that up till like 70 or something. Yeah, if you guys could double that in the next couple weeks, that would be huge. And that'll help you progress to 22, right? Because the resources you're getting each day from your COP will just be more. Because like each one in between those super rewards and, what's the other one called? Advanced rewards and super rewards, they help you get those chests easier. Right, and so Elrena, if you're struggling to get chests, it's probably.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
like, I didn't realize that you got like multipliers on those other ones, so I was just kind of like not worrying about it because I was never reaching my 6th chest. So I was like, well, why should I like spend all these resources opening up further chests if I can't even reach that? But
that's exactly it. You basically nailed it there, and. Yeah, and that's a very common thing, so don't feel like you're alone in that, is people just, like, neglect this Zone Com just because, like, you got to basically read every single one of these. And, like
Yeah.
us as humans don't like to read them. But basically, yeah, like as you saw, like it's huge what Metal did, and Metal was in close to the same boat as you guys. This is why I know it can be done. He was like around 40%, and then I talked to him about the Zone Commemoration. I said, bro, like I'm getting like, so my multiplier's at 355%, right? If I use a 100% ticket, so that's like massive. Basically on every single day too, because I have the tech one, I have the building one, I have the hero one, I have the killing one. Like every day I'm getting 350% on every single base point, right? So that helps. It's huge. Like Metal's, like he said, he spends a little bit, but recently he hasn't spent that much. So I know it's possible to get that going if you just kind of focus on that.
Right on.
Yeah, great question, El. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yes. Thank you.
Excellent. Excelente. Well, yeah, what's up next? Anyone got anything else? Is Corcat back with us? Corcat, are you here? Hello?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Good man, good man. Sorry, I heard you before. I was just on the phone.
Oh, or are you at work? Like, isn't it midday or something? Or do you like pretend to work
Yeah.
like the rest of us?
No. I was on a conference call, so I was like half listening to that and half listening to this in my ear. So I was like multitasking.
Nice.
Prioritizing.
This was
And just as you're
right?
asking, is Corcat there? Just as you asked, is Corcat there? Someone on the other phone line was asking me a question. So I was like, shit, who do I answer?
Oh, yeah. I see where your priorities lie. Your job. Jeez. No, buddy, thanks for being here anyway and listening in. It's been a good session, this one, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to drop off a couple of times when I needed to pay a bit more attention. But yeah, for the most part, I've heard, yeah, absolutely. Even just the charcoal ones, like that's probably one of the things that I could do a little bit better. Taking all the stuff off the roads, I still have quite everything on the road, and it just kills you with charcoal. So yeah, definitely I'll be taking that out of that and moving around some stuff this afternoon.
Yeah, man, and the longer you go, it just stacks up exponentially, right? Like what was it like going to save us 70 to 80K an hour? And like in a week, that's ridiculous how much that is.
Oh.
That's a few more that's like 5 more dragon shouts you could build, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're pushing your dragon buildings or your dragon shouts or even your dragonite mines for that matter, because the dragonite mines are a massive drain on charcoal.
Yeah.
I think I got mine to 14 or 15 at the moment. Like the next upgrade is like, I can't remember. It's like 11 or 14 million charcoal per mine.
Yeah,
I'm just like, how do people get this to level 25? It's just absolutely absurd.
That's a good question, actually. That's a good question, my good sir. So I haven't investigated that too much myself, but I believe I did see some information on that once upon a time, and I believe the best, like, efficient and resource maximized way is just to gem them, because for the simple fact that, so say 12 million, right? You have to upgrade these storages to a stupid level and spend so much resources when charcoal is only used for, like, once you get to C25, it's only used for your shouts exclusively, right? And obviously running your mines and running your ROC buildings, but that's pretty minimal. It's exclusively used for your shouts. So what I've heard people do is they, like, instead of upgrading, like, I think I could do 43. What's mine at? 7.5. So stopping somewhere in, like, I don't know the magic number. That's where I'd have to investigate and do a little bit of math. But stopping at maybe, like, level 20 for your charcoal instead of pushing all the way to level 30, right, in those storages, or 25 or however far it goes, you just gem them at a certain point. So basically you add up, you put as much charcoal in there as you can, then you just gem the rest.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because like, think about it, 10 million or 12 million per Dragonite Workshop, so that's 6, right? And then
It's insane.
it is insane. Like, just imagine now converting that into something actually usable, like a Dragon Shout for ROC. Like, how many is, so 12 plus 6, like, so you're looking at almost like, if you have 8, almost like 100K, or 100 million worth of charcoal. Now throw that into some shouts instead, way more useful, right?
You have shouts all season, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's only like 14 to 15. Think about like 24 to 25. Right? How much charcoal is there? And that point, like, when you get to the higher levels, like your gems become way more sustainable, right? And so your gems can be used as a replacement for a lot of these things that are just crazy, right? And I've never used that technique myself, but I've heard of people using that one. So I'll do a little bit more research on it and see what the magic number is, because you don't want to be using too many gems, obviously, each time. But there's got to be some kind of a balance.
Well, I think once you get zone. Once you get Zone Com done, gems just.
Oh yeah,
I just have too much. I just have too much of surplus of gems. It just the last like 2 months since I've got Zone Com finished, it's just I don't have to spend a lot of gems.
That is such a good point. So L, you're still here
because you get so many resources.
Yeah, L, you're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember your gem problem.
Yeah.
It's because of Zone Com. It's 100% because of Zone Com. Because you're not getting all these free gems at all the intervals, right? And like if you're triple dipping on top of that, you get all those, because basically the COP ones are basically free, and then your triple dip ones are like half free, I would say, if you're gemming them to speed up, right? And so that's where you're missing out on all the gems. So it all is coming back to Zone Com, I guess, right?
So true. Yes.
I think I just finished before, in between, like multitasking again. I was just doing my research for today, so obviously I was just pushing for a bit more research in my cavs and all that sort of stuff. So I think with all the Clash Province, so the 5 boxes multiplied by 2, and then the two hourly, so you start at 10 minutes before the hourly event finishes, and then you continue into the next hour. I think with that, I think today I got around 46,000 gems.
And that's one triple dip, right?
Yeah, just one. And then obviously I'll do more hourlies through the day just to farm teleports. So I've been farming teleports since Saturday. I haven't moved at all. And I think I'm up to 31 now.
Nice. Yep, huge.
So but 40,000 gems a day. Yes, you have to use some sometimes to get hourly chests.
But not 40,000.
You know, No, not 40,000. So, I think over the last months, like I have hundreds and thousands of gems at the moment that I just go, what am I going to use this for? Like I've just been buying the material packs from the store just to get equipment.
To get your equipment up, because what he's talking about, guys, is if you go click on your gems and then you go into the others, I think it is, then you can buy like those epic ones in there.
And the best one to do is like the purple one is okay, but you're not guaranteed. The green one's better. Yeah, cheaper and you get more from it.
If every purple one you were to get 3 though, then it would be better, but you're not guaranteed. It's
for sure.
1 to 3, right? I think is that?
Yeah. And most times when you get the purple, it's 1.
Yeah. Pretty much every
Maybe
time.
you get 2 if they're being generous, you'll get 2. But 3's a big rarity.
Yeah. Hardly ever. Yeah, the green ones, they're way cheaper, and then basically, 12 greens makes a purple piece. Or wait, no.
A little trick I found with that though is if you're wanting to do the purple ones, if you have VIP shop, buy the purple material like boxes in the VIP shop. And you're more like I bought that today, and with those, I think it cost 80,000 VIP tokens.
You more
but I got like
3?
Yes, so I got like I think the fleece. It was an archer one today, so the polar bear fleece looking things.
Yeah.
I think I got like 10 or them plus I got more of the other stuff as well. So it looks like you get a bit more from it if you get it from the VIP shop rather than just gemming it and buying with gems.
That makes sense because they want you to spend more, baby. So get the VIP.
pretty much it's like your VIP, so we'll give you a higher likelihood of giving you the 3 instead of just the base one that pretty much everyone can access by just using gems.
Yeah, the moment I saw those building speed up smart use, I was just angry at the developers. I was just like, really, you're making us do this painfully. Well, if I just spend $100, it could all end.
Well, I'm almost at VIP 3 now, and
nice.
I still haven't bought those
well, yeah, that's the
building
thing.
speed up things because I'm just like, I will just hit the button a heap of times. I'm not spending 600,000 medals. I can buy so much other stuff that's useful. I mean.
It's just like, really, you're making us choose here, and obviously the best choice is to not buy them, but at the same time, some of those days when you're dropping like 4,000 5-minute training speed ups, you're like,
yeah,
oh, this is nice.
Yeah, you're looking for where the auto clicker is.
Yeah, that's right. And then like the worst is when you like mistimed your like ticket. You popped your ticket and then you got busy for a couple minutes and you got like 2 minutes left in the hour to finish the first part of your triple dip, and you're just like slamming that frickin' button like over and over again, hoping you get it in time. Yeah, that's
and you get to like 10 seconds of your ticket left, and you still got like 3 hours, so you just gem it.
Yeah,
you
that's
just
when I
hit
just
the
like,
gems,
okay,
and you're just like, what the hell?
over and over and over again. Yeah. Oh man, it's definitely like it's a workout though. Clicking that button when it gets to the intense 2-minute mark.
Oh, it's more. I said to one of my members last night, we were talking about that, and he said, how stressful is it? I said, man, doing that at the end of your Clash of Province ticket so you don't have to use another one. I said, it's more stressful than declaring time in Reign of Chaos.
Totally,
Seriously is.
Yeah,
it's like it gets your blood pressure rising much more than declaring.
Oh, 100%. I'll agree with that one. Yeah. And it's all like avoidable if you just like pop your ticket and just focus for 30 minutes straight on the game. But that never happens, right? That never happens.
Yeah.
Something pops up, like my kid will grab something and throw it against the wall, and I'm like, what the heck's going on over here? And then all of a sudden I got 2 minutes left. I'm like, holy shit.
It's especially when you have to force yourself to do enough of the Clash of Province event to get you the hourly chest from the last 10 minutes of the first hourly one, and then you have to wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's
that
minutes.
Waiting 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think Kai and I were talking about that the other day. That's like the killer 5 minutes.
Yeah, you got to like pay attention. Like I'll get distracted doing something else or talking in Alliance chat or.
Yeah, every time.
Every time.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'll be talking away and I'll look at the time and I'll be like, oh, snap, what the hell? And I'll go back and it's like 5 minutes left and I'm just like, oh, smash this.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, this tells me that every player is the exact same. We all do the same struggles.
Sometimes I'll do the old double tap between the like 1 and 5 minutes where I got both fingers going.
Ooh, a little bit of quick action.
Yeah.
I like that. Get 3 going for the hourlies too. Just like just you're slamming those buttons.
I could do it.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Question.
But yeah, I heard you talking about the accessory production one before. That's the one I've been pushing like all of the road guys to be doing because you get the power increase for technology day is massive. So I think I finished it off today. I did the 19 to 20 on the 2 bottom ones.
Yeah, nice.
Plus I did some T9 research too. And I think my score last I checked it was like 600 million or something for today. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah. It's just huge. It's incredibly huge. And like to the point of like that alone, like obviously your power. Like if I go into my Lord information, so you can go on, click in there, top Lord information. Like my tech power is like bigger than my hero combat power, right? That's pretty good for a free-to-play player. And so it's bigger than I don't know, but it was higher in medals if you saw, and it's higher than a lot of other people, I believe. And so that makes a difference, huge. But more importantly, as we were talking about the resource problems that everyone's having with lumber and stuff, if you're focusing on accessory production and those middle ones, like obviously you'll use a little bit as you get to the like basic processing and basic refinery, we'll use lumber and iron. But you're in the middle ones for like 20 levels on 6 things, right? So you're in those those food and Dragonite and Marble only for like potentially a couple weeks, depending on how much resources you have saved up to do on Tech Day. So you're in there for a while, and then that saves your resources for Zone Com or whatever you need to do for build day to upgrade your buildings. And so it's really that balance, and it's all these little things though. They're not individually huge difference makers, but if you add up all those little things, then all of a sudden you just your castle, it just flows, and you're not so frustrated by not having enough resources for stuff if you're doing all the little things correctly.
Absolutely. And the green materials you can start crafting straight away too is good.
So sorry.
Huge. Yeah, go ahead, Elle. You had a question, right?
I just wanted to ask you to clarify for the disconnecting all the buildings. You only need to have your resource mines and what else connected?
Yeah, so I'll go through it right now. So all that you need connected are, you're right, so the things that produce your resources: food, ale, lumber, charcoal, marble, iron. No, you don't even need your gold ones, just your houses. So basically, if you go through, like my farms are all connected over here. Boom, boom, boom. They're all connected always. My iron mines are there. I've got my workshops here, Dragonite and Crystal. I've got my charcoal factories there. I've got my quarries. Yeah, quarries. Well, look at that. Quarries and distilleries. And then same over there, lumber yards there. And then your houses need to be connected just to keep your population up if you're looking to get max amount of gold. Your mints do not need to be connected, and they'll still produce at 100%. And then, yeah, the last piece is your storages. So your storages, as you can see, all my storages are connected, because if you look, so let's see, my food storage is 36.5 mil. So if I just disconnect those real quick, I'll show you what happens to the totals. And you'll see when I pull this last one off. I don't have any storage. My storage is basically this amount of storage I get from my castle being level 21. And so basically what that means is now all my food that's being produced is wasted. And I can't, that'll never be sustainable to upgrade a building if I don't connect them. Does that make sense, Elle?
Yes. Thank you.
Yep, that's right. And then, so yeah, so the other thing would be the houses would be the last thing, but just for the, just for that population, yeah.
Sorry,
May I double check on the watchtower and the fortress? Like, we absolutely don't need to have those connected, because.
Correct.
Okay.
So the watchtower, is the one that does that. It's pretty useless, honestly, if I'm being honest about this freaking building. Or no, that's Sentry Tower. Where's the watchtower? Oh, yeah, right here. This little guy here. It's small. First of all, like, come on, you could make it bigger. This thing's supposed to defend my town, and look how tiny that thing is. Like, make it bigger. Come on. Anyway, besides the aesthetically unpleasing nature of this,
size.
So the tower might is what's happening. So if I probably don't have a battle report to show you. Maybe KE wasn't too long ago. Let's see, battle report. Did I get hit recently in KE? Oh yeah, Mr. 25 from GD7 got me, Core. I didn't have anything garrisoned, and he didn't take too many resources, so it wasn't too bad. But I was messing around over in 343, begging Black Mamba to open his shield so I could crash all my troops into his T9s. But this guy got me while I was messing around. And so if we go into, yeah, there it is, right here. So it killed 673 of his troops. So basically useless. You know what I mean? That's literally the only people I killed because I didn't have anyone defending my town. So it's basically useless, Kai, but it still works. Mine's disconnected all the time, and it still works, right? So you don't need that connected. And the other one was which? The fortress, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so fortress, yeah, same with that. It'll always work because that's the HP of your castle. And so that'll always work. And then, obviously, in there, whether it's connected to the roads or not, you can always get your guys to attend if you want to get some points for your troops dying when you get hit. But if not, if you're like me, my style is to just hopefully not get hit and just get all my points from killing people. I mean, it doesn't always go like that, and but that's the general idea. And someone on that note, someone had brought up a question. I think Bibble was talking to someone about it, but basically, you know, in KE, when there's the kill and be killed points, you get points for killing enemy troops, and then you get points when enemies kill your troops. Well, unless they're in your legions, you don't really, you get pretty minimal points. Like, if I was to garrison these and someone hit me and they filled my med tents, then I would get all those points. But because when these aren't garrisoned, it basically uses whatever troops you have left that aren't in your legions, and for me it's mostly T1s, right? Because I have like 500,000 T1s sitting in my base. Those are the ones get killed often, and so I don't get any points for that. So you'll need to have them garrisoned to get the maximum if you're, but then that involves getting hit, and really, who likes getting hit during KE? I don't think anyone does, right?
Definitely not me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I know Elle loves it, right, Elle? No, we've all been there. Yeah, but this Zone Com is going to be a game changer, Elle, I promise you. We get this unlocked, and then yeah, you can at least shield. You'll have enough gems to shield, at the very least, right? Even if you don't want to pop out and do something, which, yeah, it can be traumatizing sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
But yeah, at least you'll have enough gems from the Zone Com just to put a 3-day shield on at the very least, right?
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yep. But yeah, good question there, Elle. That's a good reminder. Yeah.
I have a question to top of that.
Yes, Mar, go ahead.
Our farms, do you think we should include and connect the fortresses, the watchtowers, and all these useless buildings, or not?
No, for the farms, I would do the exact same. Just only connect what's necessary. Yeah. Because, well, yeah, for the exact same reason, right? You'll have more, you'll have to spend less. Well, the thing in the farms, too, right? Unless you're over there all the time to replenish your charcoal, you often run out if you're hired in C15. So you'll have to be spending a little bit of lumber to keep your charcoal up just naturally without these things being connected. And if they all are all connected, then you're going to be burning, just like a main caster, you'll be burning way too much lumber to make it sustainable in a farm, and then you'll get frustrated by your freaking farm not having any resources.
Yeah. And as a trader, because of the market, yes, okay,
Wait, you're a trader too?
In the farm.
Oh, in the farm. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, right. I see what you're saying.
If this market gives you a buff of when you are upgrading it, to basically secure a bit your resources, kind of a bit like the farmer, but in much less level. And do you think we should upgrade this market building or not?
So my opinion is no, because like the idea would be like a shield would be probably better use of resources if you're scared of it getting taken by someone else. Like that clown took 3 of my farms. I think I've previously raided them, but he probably got a good haul. So hopefully that issue was resolved. But for instance there, like, yeah, I mean, if I was, I'm trader and all those, I believe. If I was a farmer, then they would have been protected a little bit more. But also the reason I go trader, right, in my farms is for that 150% or 100% bonus in raiding, right? So I don't have to hit them as many times to get as much resources out of them. And so if I go into that, go into class and just take a look at that, if you're a trader and you get hit, it doesn't feel good because you lose more than everyone else. So class hall, class, trader, we go into their debuff or whatever you want to call it. Unsecured warehouse. When raided, lose 100% extra resources. So you lose double what every other player would lose, which kind of sucks. But it's good if you're farming your farms, right? Because then you, like, I can farm, basically I can farm all my farms in one hit. Like, it only takes 5 stamina per farm, and I've got all the resources from the last couple days or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm
a good
using
thought.
my T1s, because my T1s can have, like, a load capacity of, like, 18 to 20 million, something like that, so.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, no, it's the farm life is slow and steady, and like that will be our next topic actually, is kind of farms, because I know everyone's got a lot of question about farms, and as we move into season 2, it'll be necessary for everyone to have, like I said, if they can spare the time to do one farm. It's going to be very hard to be competitive and stay in the main alliance if you don't have at least one farm, because you're just going to fall behind everyone. Everyone will be at 22 before you, and then you'll just be at like 19 or 20, and you'll kind of feel useless compared to what we're up against. And so it's just definitely, it's a time investment for sure, but yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Great question though, Mar. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime. How's the YouTube doing there? The YouTube. No more questions. Okay, good. I always neglect YouTube there, so sorry if you're a YouTube viewer. I see them after though. Does that count? That counts for something. Excellent. Well, yeah. I think it's time for me to do something like a snack maybe or something. So, how you guys feeling? Feel good? Did I miss anyone's questions? That's here on voice. You guys get priority, obviously.
No, that was comprehensive on my part. I felt like I learned a lot.
Good. Hopefully, yeah, go ahead, Al.
Oh, my mic wasn't working. Okay. I just had one more question.
Yes, hit it.
So, should we try to get to C22 before we bother upgrading our military buildings at all? Like, because they could get to like 21.
Right.
Or should you just like save those resources?
Well, okay, that's a great question. So I'll ask you a question in return. So why is C22 important for our alliance?
To unlock the tier 8 troops.
There you go. Yeah. So really, it is for those ones. So basically do them in conjunction.
Okay.
Because there's really no point to get to 22 and not unlock T8s
Right.
shortly right after. Like, I don't know if you saw, but Prime just recently got to 22. And then he said he was one upgrade on storage away from moving his stable, I want to say it was, to 22 also. That's kind of where we want to be. You hit 22, and then you pop your stable over kind of the next build day, or maybe on the weekend even, if you got the resources. So that you can be an impactful 22 right out the gate, instead of like now waiting another month because you pushed the castle without kind of doing everything in conjunction, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So I guess it's more, the more what we're trying to push is to T8s. It's not really to Castle 22, it's more we're pushing as an alliance to T8s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excellent question, though. Excellent question.
Good. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
No worries. Okay.
But secretly, the gold tops on the C22s look awesome.
True. Let's be real about that.
That's
Is
true,
E still
yeah.
sitting right beside me, making me feel bad? Okay, she left. Thank goodness. I'm the only gold roof in this little section here, so I feel pretty good, and I'm only 21. But E came sat over here, and it was all gold, and I felt a little sad in my heart. So thanks for that, E. That probably brings you much joy. Hey, wait, he didn't zero my level 6 farm? Come on, bro. What's that about? Get over there and zero that guy. Whatever. Oh, there, she's back. I spoke too soon. There she is. Thanks, E. What happened with that, E? Never mind. That's not on topic. I'll talk to you later about that. Okay. Awesome, guys. Any other questions? Did I miss any critical questions? Any mods that saw, like, one that's really valuable to this topic in any of our other spots that I haven't looked at? I think Kona's was just so on the money that hit so many things.
Yeah. I think that's really like on this topic specifically. That was it I got for the Q for sure.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. I see some other questions by Mar there. Oh, actually, I answered most of those questions, Mar, but we'll get them into another video. I wanted you to get it back in here for a video, so that's good. And yeah, we'll hit. Hopefully, we'll see. I might pop up with a random QA on the weekend or something. We'll see how it goes, because I feel like there's some really good questions somewhere that I saw. Is it in Submit a Question, or maybe it's in our moderator channel there with the questions. There's a ton of really good, just general questions that I really like. Somewhere here. Oh yeah, moderator questions, right? Yeah. There's a good 10 questions in there. So yeah, maybe I'll do an impromptu one on the weekend, and I'll just slam a bunch of questions out just so we have those down. But yeah, I think we'll call it good for this session there. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah. Thank you. This is a really good one.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge.
Yes, anytime, my friends. Thank you for being
Shout
willing
out
to
to Metal
search for knowledge.
too.
Yeah, Metal, what a great guy. His segment was super good. I love that. And like I said, look forward to Corcat. He'll have a similarly impressive segment on Friday for you, right, Cor?
Yep, sure is, mate.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. So look forward to that, guys. But thank you, E.L., Kai, Mar, and Core for being here. Appreciate it. And anyone else that stopped in, thank you all for your support on this endeavor to kind of bring more knowledge out. And like usual, it'll be up right away and then time-stamped within 48 hours if you're looking for a specific question that was asked with an answer. You can find those in the drop-down menu of more information there on the video. So look forward to that. Thank you all again. Quite enjoyed this one. It's always, and Metal brought up a great point. Okay, I'll be getting guests for every one of these, so yeah, be ready to say yes. But most importantly, the reason why you should say yes to being a guest is because Metal said that he learned quite a big bit from teaching. Does that make sense? And that's why I love doing these personally, because I've been playing the game for a while, and there's the little things that you forget sometimes, and then someone will ask a question, I'm like, oh shoot, am I doing that? Should I be doing this more? Right? And it just gets me thinking, and it keeps me on the right track. And as you can see, with my tech, that's the biggest thing, is that one I'm super proud of for myself, is the tech just right on the right track. I'm almost at 100% Zone Commemoration as a free player, which is very, very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, very exciting for me. That'll be good, because then the gems will just flow in, the courage medals will flow in, and it'll just be so much easier to push to the next kind of milestones. But yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate all you. Stay fresh, crush face, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. Have a good one. Catch you all Friday.
See ya.
See ya.
See you.
Bye then.
Bye, Cor.